We're live. Are we live?
Hello.
Oh,
gosh.
hey.
Gosh,
Hello.
I love. Yeah, now we're live. Now I see us. Hello,
that
everyone.
took a second to transfer over. I was distracted by changing people to be where they're supposed to be under their right
You
name.
know-
It has been an absolute whirlwind, and I haven't. This is my first time checking in with the subathon since Sunday night.
Oh,
How has it
boy.
been going?
Oh,
Sean, it's been great. Adam, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I got 3 hours of sleep just now, and I got 6 hours of sleep overnight, so like in the morning. So like I'm feeling pretty good. Also, Sean, I think you would have loved the character I played last night. I played a YouTube atheist, who was very successful, very close to 2 million followers on subscribers on YouTube. Very grating. And they had one of the greatest like redemption arcs I've ever played. It was awesome. I had such a good time. And
Was the redemption arc them just becoming an atheist and shutting the fuck up about
No,
it?
it was them. It was them. No, they were like, I might be agnostic. Like, I don't even know really. Like, how can I be sure about something like this? And then them getting the power of perspective and being like, hey, I've been kind of a dick for the past like year, so I'm really sorry about that.
I got that one worked out.
It was great. But I'm really excited for this because last night Emma did like a mind-blowingly good job. So I'm very excited for another excellent
Thanks,
session.
y'all. If you can't tell, we're about to yee some haws out here. Yeah, please. Yeah, put that bolo
on. Oh shit, we got a bowler
Oh,
necklace.
good.
Let's go. Okay.
If
Hey,
you thought
y'all.
that chains and turtlenecks are it, you ain't never seen a bolo tie and turtleneck. That's the new
Amazing.
style. Let me pan down. Let the kids at home see. You know,
So
if you want to
good.
see what future forward fashion looks like, this is it, baby.
I love it.
There's a tiny little horsey on it.
Drip.
What's up, little horsey?
We have two wonderful guests with us tonight. You folks have met the amazing and wonderfully talented Becca
Yay.
from the
Wait,
Arcane
where am I?
Autocorrect Academy. But Becca, for those of you who haven't met you, tell us who you are.
Hi. They didn't make me do this in the Arcane Autocorrect Academy. But I
Didn't I?
appreciate it.
Whoops.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I just did a little intro.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you,
Yeah, let's do it.
but you got it.
I'm Becca. I live in Vancouver as well, and I'm a master's student in physical oceanography.
Becca
And
is so smart, you guys. She's so smart. It's so great.
I do one very niche thing quite well. And I really like to bike and embroider flowers.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy to have you. It's so good. And then also welcoming for the first time tonight, Erik. Hi.
Hey, it's good to see you. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me. So a little bit about me. My claim to fame here is that I am Tim's brother. So that is my connection here. But I'm also a mod over on the D&D Friends server. It's a one-shot server. I'll put some info in the chat a little bit later. If you're looking for somewhere to come and play, we have DMs and players of all skill levels, all time zones, and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to maybe garner some interest there too. But I'm happy to join along. I'm joining you from actual cowboy country. I'm out west in Calgary.
Whoa.
Ooh.
And I guess that's about it. The only other interesting thing about me is that I'm a professional rabble rouser. I work for a union in not very union-friendly territory.
So if anyone's going to yee some haws, it will be Erik.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Some halls.
I realized
Yeehaws.
my introduction should have been more D&D related.
No, it doesn't ever have
No,
to be.
did you talk about the ocean?
Yeah,
Yes.
I went for a more speed dating answer.
Fuck
to the
yeah,
Perfect.
dude. No, because they need to know that you know shit. Because that's the thing is, we made a lot of jokes on Sunday about that, and I was like, this is very funny for me, Adam Lucas, but I think it's going to fly over a lot of people's heads as to why this is such a like annoying bit for you. So when Yanis was saying like demonstrably untrue things about the
It
ocean.
is so good.
That's amazing. Oh my God, Shadow
Holy
Tiger.
shit, Shadow Tiger.
You just dropped
I can't see the amount, but it,
$250. Shadow Tiger.
Holy shit, Shadow Tiger, you legend.
Oh, Shadow Tiger is one of our my favoriteest folks in the chat.
Folks, that
Joe,
gets
you're
us-
amazing.
That gets us to 4 p.m. Thursday.
Holy bonans, you
Oh.
Very good.
guys. If
Holy
you
mackerel,
want to
very
see
good.
more of Shadow Tiger, when all of these get posted up on YouTube, Shadow Tiger was one of our amazing mods. They are over in our Discord as well as one of our Discord mods, but they also played with me in the Witch is Dead mods one shot. And then when the mods did a murder crime. So please go watch that eventually. Thank you all so
If
much.
I recall, in
Yes.
The Witch is Dead, you don't do a murder crime, you do a justice crime.
You do a justice crime. There's
I
a
love
retribution
the phrase
crime.
justice crime. It's the most upsetting oxymoron.
Oh my goodness. And hello, Raiders. Hi, everyone coming over from
Hello,
DM Screening.
DM
Hello,
Screening.
hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Welcome to
you are
hour. Because it lies
is-
to you. At the bottom of the thing, it will lie to you. It says 42 hours, but I think it's closer to 54 because the stream did crash.
Oh, can you update the tracker, the timer?
Oh, no. The countdown,
Yeah,
perfectly accurate.
great.
But the count up from when we started streaming
Oh, yes.
had to be reset at I think it was 2 a.m. Monday morning.
Yes.
Because the stream crashed.
We have
Because
been going for some time.
Because I closed my window because it was very cold. Because
And
it
your
snowed.
computer got hot.
My computer got too hot. So I am sleeping in my sweater, my track pants and socks, fully wrapped in a cocoon because it's so cold in my room. But I have to keep it that cold because the computer needs to stay cold.
Adam, just for the we live together, Adam and I, so this is news to me. I haven't been home the last couple
That's
nights.
true.
You can just use my bed. You can.
I
I do
that.
keep my
Love.
windows
That's true
closed.
love.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I just want to give a big shout out to all of our wonderful folks in the chat. Hello, DM Screening, Brianna Utahime Cosplay. You may know Brianna from our
hello.
Wagadu one shot, and she guested with us on our Curious Characters one shot. Those are both up on YouTube as well. Please go check them
Amazing.
out. Hello, Renee. Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah. Oh, actually, you know
Oh,
what,
no,
Erik?
that's-
If you send me the link for your
Yeah,
Discord, I can
I
drop
just
it
saw
in the
that.
chat.
You
Also,
do.
People
oh my
wanna
god.
know.
Oh my
we
god.
are $17.
Guys, no. We hit it.
What did we just do?
We hit
We're at
the animated
3002.
intro.
We hit the fucking intro.
We hit the animated intro. Guys.
Oh, that's
my
very
God.
exciting. Oh, that's very,
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
very
Holy
exciting.
Shit.
Thank you all so much. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry more on the internet. Oh my god.
Holy shit. Oh man.
Oh, boy, is that
We
great.
did it. We
That's
Oh,
great
boy,
for
howdy.
so
Oh my
many
God.
reasons.
Holy
And I
moly.
cannot wait for you to see all of them.
Oh god, you don't understand how much of a weight that is off of me because I
did
really
it.
there was a big deep concern where I was like, what if because this was the main thing we were aiming for, and I was like, what if we just don't? What if it's just such a flop? And this hasn't been a flop. This has been such a good
This has been the
time.
most amazing thing.
Honestly, 100% worth losing the honestly, I've been sleeping pretty well, so I'm not gonna even complain about that way.
Thank
Don't
you
cry.
all so much. And I guess now I can talk about it. So we have our animated intro. We have been
Wait.
What?
Adam's giving the hesitation
Well,
face.
No. I might want to give away more than M is currently.
No, I'm going
I-
to talk about what we're going to do on Saturday. What we're dropping on Saturday.
I
Since
don't,
we
On
hit it.
Saturday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
yeah,
news
yeah.
to me too.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah,
yeah,
drop
sorry,
it.
please.
Well, this is so
So-
exciting. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know.
Breaking news.
We have been working with an amazing company. You might have seen them in our break scroll called Off the Beaten Path Productions. They are the fantastic Calgary. They're based in Western Canada with folks in Calgary, Victoria, and here in Vancouver. And we started talking to them probably back in September about working on a new song. So you saw Adam in the recording booth on our Instagram. So while you will not hear the full version of the song because we are going to save that for the animated intro, now that we can actually make it into practice, we have I would say a teaser version of the song that will be set to its own music video filmed by our very own Yanis and our dear friend Kelly. So we're going to drop that on Saturday. We are dropping a brand new intro on Saturday main campaign.
That's better than what I was thinking because I was like, we should just show them the song.
No.
So I'm just so
You gotta
excited.
save
I was like, I've got the
something.
file right here. I can play it right away.
I'm blown away.
Oh my gosh.
By this amazing community. Thank you all so much. We're also over 1,800 followers now. This is Unreal.
This has been such Molly. Just do it. Just do it anyway. M can't stop you. She's not close enough to your computer. The power.
We've been working on this animated intro, just kind of trusting that we'll get it. And let me tell you,
it's true. We did do the classic,
yes?
the classic thing. When you go to business school, the first thing they teach you is spend money you don't have.
Yeah, don't sign the contract until you can do the thing.
I am so excited for you to see what we've been cooking up.
Sean has been spearheading the animated intro project, and we've been working with a company called QLogic and TechStream Labs based out of Texas and Delaware, who are going to be our animation company with character design by Tiana, our amazing artist, and I suppose art direction by Sean. So I'm
with a little bit of luck, you won't have to wait very long into the new year to see it.
Good folk, this is very true. Also, Em, were you on when I had just woken up this morning and very half awake to explain to the dream that I had just had?
No.
So I woke up genuinely mad at you because in the dream, we were in a big room and I came in and my computer was missing and a white one, which was whirring really loudly, was running the stream. And I was like, Em, where's my computer? And you were like, oh, I didn't like it. So I broke it apart and we're using this one instead. And I woke up and I was like, where's the computer? And I looked and I was like, okay, I know I was dreaming. But I woke up with such an anger in my heart where I was like, why would you do that, Em? Em, that's so unreasonable.
It's just 7 nights of stream stress dreams for Adam.
Yeah, that's my first one of the stream drive. And I was like, can't wait for more of that.
Thank you for the sub with Prime.
But let's dig into it.
Well, first, I just want to say, because I say this every time we hit a goal. Thank you so much for getting us to. Oh my gosh, good for
you! Wonderful piece of cutlery.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Every time we hit a goal, we've hit animated intro. That's mind blowing. But next on the list, 3,500. We're 400 and something away from that. Did you all like that one episode of Blackwater where Velsoom came back and messed with us in the mansion of that magnificent mansion? We're gonna do a whole one shot all about that. Tim Carlson is going to run Magnificent Mansion of Madness as a one shot if we can hit $3,500.
Holy bananas. Slumber Jane, thank you for returning that sweet gift sub. And Arcaline 1963, thank you for the bits. Oh my god. Okay. Well,
I might have come down with a touch of consumption.
Careful, the dysentery will get you.
Yeah, exactly.
We are going to hard shift into the wildest west. So thank you for the sub, Renee. So we are going to open here as I get the brim of my hat. We're gonna open after Adam does die of consumption.
Yeah, it's fine.
You good?
If ever
I'll make you a nice mix of
I had
brandy, cocaine, and egg yolks.
I had whooping cough as a kid, so whenever I get any sort of cough, it immediately turns into it sounds like I am dying, but I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I'm just I'm over the moon. My
this is
cheeks
wild.
are all rosy.
Oh my gosh.
So we open in the west. West of what? We're not quite sure, but it is mesa and dirt and dust for miles around. Barren plant life. Animals that exist mostly at night based on the scorching heat of the overhead sun. And we zoom in the middle of nowhere to the city of Clementine. Clementine is what you would really call a 1 or 2 horse town. It has 2 streets, one going east-west, one going north-south, fitting a T junction. And that is about it. There's a couple places in town that are of note, and people stop here to resupply on their way literally anywhere else. And Clementine is known for its mine that sits at the top of the hills, and also for the Ambrosia Inn, a tavern and brothel run by Madame Zanziba, who claims that she has the most beautiful people this side of the Mississippi. We also have Doc Faraday in his clinic, the only medical knowledge for miles around. The Cartwrights, horse dealers, who tend to always get what they're due. The new mine that has been opened here, probably open for 3 or 4 years, run by Edgar Gallwood. And he's the reason you're here. The 4 of you have been called here by Mr. Gallwood to try and figure out why all of his miners keep going missing. There was a cave-in, one that shouldn't have happened, probably about 2 weeks ago. And since then, miners have been going missing in the middle of the night. And if they haven't gone missing, they've been deserting because stuff has been happening up at the mining camp. A new sheriff has also taken over the town within the last 3 weeks. His name is Harold Severin, with his 2 bailiffs, Calloway and Jetson Dupree. They're twins. Oh my God, thank you for the subs,
Teeny, thank you.
Teeny. Gosh, you guys. And the previous sheriff, Jedediah Wildblood, who everyone just used to call Pal, has been thrown. You're welcome, Adam. Whoever has been thrown in the clink on calls of treason.
Never.
And at the end of the row, just before you leave town, there is Duchesne, Dufresne, and DuPont, the general store, where you can stop if you need anything.
Amazing.
So the 4 of you arrive into town. It's a quieter day. People sitting on the porch, drinking whiskey. It's 10.
Yep.
So as you walk into town, none of you... Actually, here's a question. We'll go around to describe who you are and what you look like, and then you can tell me if any of you know each other. Oh my gosh, Anamedes.
Oh my word.
Thank you for the gift subs.
Anamedes.
Guys.
We hit a 5th level hype train, of course we did. That's like the 3rd hype train today. It's like, all right, guys.
You guys.
Be cool, you know? You're so cool.
No,
All of you
don't
are
be
so cool. No, I'm
Be
saying
hot
be
and
cool.
get-
You're being cool. Don't stop. It's
Dry and
cool.
dusty.
You know how Adam's a cool DM? You're a cool audience.
Also, M is a very cool DM. Let's give
Thanks,
credit where credit
guys.
is due.
Well, that this is my first time being DM'd by Emma,
Okay.
and so
Well,
like-
you can be the judge later. You can
like
be the
Emma
judge later.
hasn't allowed me to do really dumb shit when I absolutely shouldn't be allowed to, and that is the measure for me
That's
of
the
what
measure.
a cool DM. If you just get away with, if let me get away with everything, you're cool.
My
It's that simple.
nature of cool DM is, yeah, fine. It's so exasperated.
That's a cool DM. That's fucking A to my ears.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Also, Deltastic, thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits.
So the 4 of you walk
Bits.
into town, coming in off of a carriage, 2 carriages that kind of arrive at the same time. Actually, you know what? Let's cut, just because I can. Let's cut a bit earlier. Erik, can you describe who you are and how you roll into town?
A man comes strolling into town, cloud of dust rolling behind him. Walks pretty slow, but he's got a long gait. This man is obscenely tall around these parts, probably 6'8" or thereabouts. Very slim, very slender. That's why they call him Slender Marv. He's got long, kind of greasy black hair and a loose, low ponytail, covering over his what appears to be a burlap poncho. Doesn't look very comfortable, but it's well worn. You can see it's been darned and patched a number of times. The fringe dyed red with something or other. Doesn't look like it's been done professionally by any stretch. His face, very angular, but you can't see much of his cheeks. He's got thick mutton chops coming right to the corners of his mouth and just clean shaven up the middle. His kind of long, sharp nose. His eyes sunk in a little bit. Looks very tired. I've taken stock of what's going on around him. As he walks, you can hear his spurs jingle. You can also hear the clacking of a number of claws and teeth and other bits and pieces of what can only be described from a distance as dead animals of some sort or another on homemade leather straps. He's got a longbow strung across his back, and you can see there's something under his poncho, but can't quite make out what that might be. He walks with confidence, but not too much pride, if that makes sense.
Sure do. So, Slender Marv, you walk into town, and beside you, not necessarily a traveling companion, but it has been someone that you've kind of been on the same path with, whether by carriage or by, cart, or however you ended up getting here, kind of a companion of necessity. We see Sean, your character.
Yeah, you see a fella with human man, this kind of like pasty white skin, this like kind of splat of red hair on top with just like real kind of thick dusting of dandruff as well, just kind of like clean shaven in like kind of a long duster, kind of shifty, and kind of smells like oregano a bit, just a bit. And he duster, clothes sort of like a light maroon, and he introduces himself as folks call me Spagg.
Spagg. Is his catchphrase going to be, "Oh no, my spaghetti"?
No.
Because you're a terrorist if it is.
No. That's actionable at the table. His name is Spagg.
So,
and he's been traveling with Slender Marv for a few moons, and it's been going pretty well. I don't think we're close, but as close as professionals need to be.
Amazing. So, Slender Marv, since you introduced yourself first, I'll ask you first. You are on the run. Why?
I was hunting where I ought not to have been.
Okay. How big is the coin on your head? Is there a bounty out for you? Are you wanted?
It's a fair penny. People know I can kill you at 5 feet, 10 feet, 500 feet. People stay well enough away, but there's a price for every man, I suppose. I try not to pay too much attention, but from what I hear, it's a pretty penny.
Okay. Spagg, you do jobs. That's kind of what you do.
Many jobs.
You botched your last one.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was an awful mess. I'll be real with you. Oh boy, it was a simple, just getting a herd of sheep from point A to point B. Little did I know that point A, point 5, there was a cliff. A couple coyotes came out of the bushes, spooked the sheep real good. Then once one sheep started going direction, it's hard to turn those sheep around. They just went right like a bunch of lemons, just right over it. Big mess at the bottom. Just it was like a terrible woolly sauce kind of in the gulch. And I did my best to pick up the stuff, but it was slippery. I did ultimately deliver it to the buyer, who was not thrilled. Right. I did say that these were the sheep that they ordered, and they were not too thrilled about the condition of the sheep. But I said, well, we never specified on the condition. And he said, well, I never specified I wouldn't shoot you. And he did pull out his sidearm, and I took my cute exit, and I figured, I'd come back for my payment another day when he was feeling a little more generous.
Okay. Wonderful. So Slender Marv and Spagg, you kind of come in from the north going south. Yes, a real saucy mess. And coming in from the east, we see Becca, your character.
Yeah. So my character is a 6'3" woman wearing a high-necked lavender tunic that goes all the way to the ground, that has 2 slits on either side that go up past her hip. And underneath there's matching lavender tights to stay modest, but you can tell she's very strong. Quite slender and broad. On her one arm, she has a snake tattoo that coils up the entire way. And she has bright orange short hair and orange eyeliner to try to match around her eyes that she's not great at, but she's going for it, and that's nice. You kind of look at her and she kind of looks like she isn't from around here, but you also get the feeling that people have that thought every time they look at her. She has a big backpack on her back that she can't quite tell what's in, but it's heavy.
And what is her name?
Hassassa.
Hassassa. How many?
Can you
S's
spell
in there?
that for us?
Yes. HASSASSA.
I'm not gonna write that down. Can you put that as your? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
muted. Sorry. Can you put that as your Zoom name? Because I'm never gonna. I missed it when you spelt it. I'm like, I reached for my paper and I was like, that ship has sailed. I'll do the same. Sorry, audience. You're about to see a little thing pop up on my face.
Erik, if you can also make your character
do.
name that. And so, Hassassa, you have been traveling in also as a matter of convenience with Adam's character.
Yeah. Riding on the back of a quite a lovely Palomino horse. You see a man, clean shaven, very handsome, about 6'1". If you're familiar with the Hollywood actor of the real world, Josh Holloway, he played Sawyer in Lost. He's got a black vest and a long trailing black duster. At his hips are 2 irons. You see one carved with lucky number 7 and a 7-pipped die. And on the other, Old Reliable, carved on the side. Old Reliable always shoots and true. You see he's got he's dressed pretty fancy. He looks like a gentleman outlaw. And he's got one of those cowboy hats. I think they're called horseman's hat. They don't have the creases in the top. They're just round around the top. But with the same similar wide brim. And he's got his spurs and his boots. And he's got as blonde hair as folks back now can have. Which is to say he has basically brown hair. Because, it's hard to tell how blonde he would be coming kind of naked out of the river, but with all the dust in the air.
Oh, his hair is dark because of the dust.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It's hard to tell what gradient of blonde he is because he's dirty.
So
he lives his life out on the trail.
Cake,
but he's very clean shaven. His blue eyes, and his name is Wyatt Cassidy.
Amazing.
And he is the fastest draw out here in the West.
Wonderful. So, Wyatt, one of those guns you stole, which one and why?
Well, I did steal lucky number 7. Old Reliable's been with me for a while. Lucky number 7 I stole and then I modified it. In fairness, I modified it first. And the gun shop owner was none too pleased for it. So I thought, well, if you don't want it no more, might as well be taking it.
Amazing.
Man.
Perfect. And Hassassa, I love it. I love this name so much. What did you do to the last person who purposefully messed up your name?
Well, the last person to mess up my name was my ex-husband when he asked me to leave. He knew it bothered me, and him asking me to leave also bothered me. And I bit off his ear.
Amazing. Perfect.
Now, Wyatt, I have a quick question. Do you prefer to go by Hassassa, or I will have to say that slowly every time, because we are traveling together. I want to respect your desires. Can I just call you Hass?
Yes, that is totally. I have nothing against people mispronouncing my name. It is complicated, and people try, and I understand that.
Man.
I am against people making fun of my name.
Oh, of course, I don't know way to be, but it's been a real pleasure traveling these roads with you, Hass.
Amazing.
You as well.
Amazing. So we find our 2 pairs. of adventurers come into the city, and you all know that you're to meet Mr. Gallwell at his inn, which is the more upscale inn of the two. You go to the Ambrosia if you're looking for a good time, but if you need business done, you go to the Cup and Pony. So you know that you are supposed to meet him there in his office upstairs whenever you roll into town. What would you like to do? So you see each other as you kind of come to the middle of the street.
And no, I've remembered. My memory is faulty today. I go, now Hass, we have two choices ahead of us. We can be punctual and go to the Cup and Pony, which truly makes my fingers itch, or we can spend like an hour at the Ambrosia, have a bit of, like, put a couple Weller and drinks back. We've made it across, it's been a sandy road, a dusty road. Maybe kick our heels up a little bit for a time and then make our excuses. We get held up on the road. People get held up on the road all the time, I think. I don't think there was a time for us to go there. It was just when we arrived.
Wyatt, I think I'd like to go back to the Ambrosia when I have a bit more money to spend. If you
Right, yeah,
know what I'm saying.
that's a wise observation. Yeah. Well, let's go hoity-toity it up then.
Your charm won't get you too far there.
Well,
Amazing. So the two of you make your way directly to the Cup and Pony. Slender
You
Marv
think
and
they're
Spagg.
going where we're going? Spagg says, having watched these very conspicuous people walk to the place.
Spagg, I have a question. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
No,
How tall
Spagg.
Spagg?
Yeah.
Spagg gotta be like
Oh, sorry. Back.
5'8" and 9/7.
All right.
so specific.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Spagg, you think
Yeah.
we should follow them other tall folks off to work? Maybe keep our feet moving?
Oh, that's what my feet do. They go. So, yeah, get it. Let's do this job and do it right.
Does the Cup and Pony have the saloon doors?
Of course they do.
Oh, the entrance that I make. You know that somewhere in the distance, as I
think-
walk through the door.
I know
Tumbleweed
that
just
he
rolls
likes-
through.
We've been together for a while. I know that he likes the whistle in the background, so I stand behind a little bit and do the for
Very
him.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh,
When we talk about supporting our friends, this is something you can. This is a practical thing
Yeah.
you can do to
do for your
support your
friends.
friends.
Honestly, if I had a friend who did that whistle when I walked into a bar loudly, we'd be best friends always. Because
Maybe forever.
that's such a supporting
We
thing.
seem like an unlikely duo, but we
Yeah.
love each other.
Yeah, there's
Remember
there's
each
been
other.
love that's been found, like a deep mutual platonic love found out on the road.
Love to see it. So the four of you make your respective entrances into the Cup and Pony. Gallwood is a mining boss. So this is where the miners come to drink because they get, this is where their meals are provided for them. They don't sleep here. They sleep up at the mining camp, but their meals are provided here. They get one drink a day, and then they're set on their way. So as you walk in, there is someone playing kind of a jaunty tune on the piano. There are barmaids kind of going around, and you see a slender man, looks a bit older, behind the bar, that is kind of balding on top with kind of spurts of white hair out the sides. And yeah, that's what you see when you walk into the bar.
I will speak to one of the high schoolers who have come in from their work, and I say,
Haggis made the same joke where he was like, "Are these old enough to drink?"
excuse me, young folk. We're
Yes, sir.
we're looking for T. Edgar Gallwood.
Oh.
Do a little secret business.
Oh, you gotta talk to Mr. Gallwell.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, you must be sure important to talk to Mr. Gallwell.
I don't know if I'm important. I'm just me.
Sorry, I hate to interject, but you two looking for Galway as well?
Gallwood?
Gallwood, yeah, that's the one. It's been a dusty road. You know how it is.
Yeah, I'm Spagg. This is Slender Marv.
It's nice to meet you, Spagg. Slender Marv.
How
My name is
do?
Wyatt Cassidy, and this is my compatriot. I will allow her to say her own name.
Hassassa. But you can call me Hass for convenience.
Pleasure to meet you both. Sounds like we're here looking for the same thing. He's kind of eyeballing you a little bit. Not sure if you're competition or not yet. He's not used to people that are so tall either. He's used to being like gargantuanly over everybody, and we've got all these like 6.5 foot tall people in this
There's a
bar
bunch
right now.
of tall people in the middle of a time where there was not tall people. You look at this.
That's funny because I was like 6'1". He's gonna be like abnormally tall, and then everyone else is like giants. Like
I did say 5'8", right? Like,
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are the shortest of us all,
Good.
and everyone else are kaiju.
Cool.
Amazing.
I'm a
Also,
fucking Jaeger, dude. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Mama Carlson, for the donation.
Oh my
I
gosh!
love
Hi,
you.
Mom.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
So fun. Thank you. So the boy, the miner, looks up from the table and he goes, "Oh God, y'all are looking to see Mr. Gallwood. Well, you're gonna have to talk to Crannies at the bar. He's the one who can take you to see Mr. Gallwood. I know his office is upstairs, but ain't none of us like to go up there. Y'all gonna have to talk to Cranny.
See that fella standing next to Nook?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. There's just Cranny behind the bar.
Hey, where there's nooks, there's
All
crannies.
right. Sorry, I'm nearsighted and slap. This one worked too hard, so that one has to keep up. Sometimes it creates two of something when there's just one, and sometimes I only see one when there's two of something.
I understand, sir. I got hit on the head the other day in the mine. My head
Well,
had me
regards to you and your
rat's
twin, and Spagg is gonna head towards Crevice or Cook. What? Nookie?
Crannies.
Crannies.
I mean, you can call him whatever you want, but his name is Crannies. So you go over to the bar and you see a shorter, slender man, balding on top with white hair spurting out the side. And he is kind of like, he's spit polishing a glass. I can't lie to you. He's spit polishing a glass. The bar is nice. It's a nicer bar that you've seen over the last little while. It looks nice. Whether it is nice is a different question. It looks nice.
Afternoon. We're here for Mr. Edgar Gallwood. I'm Spagg, Slender Marv, Hassassa, Wyatt Cassidy.
Oh, you're
It's
the
pleasure.
people that Mr. Gallwood. Oh, yes. All right. Oh, well, why don't you take a seat here at the bar? Now, I will go get Mr. Gallwood.
Could you
Oh,
get me a
very,
whiskey
very
first?
happy to have you here. Pardon, sir, you're gonna have to slow down. I'm an old timer and I don't move too quick no more.
Yeah, no rush. But could you get me a whiskey first?
I'll take one as well.
Yeah,
Yes. All
just
right.
2 knuckles, thanks.
I'm supposing you're gonna want that on a tab, or would you like to pay up front?
I'll pay up front.
Yeah, I can pay up front.
So it's like a couple silver for the nicest whiskey here. So he gives you your drinks. Does anyone else have a drink?
Nah, Spagg is just gonna pull out a single raw stick of linguine and just sort of chew that like a piece of grass, just sort of let that sit. Sorry, I'm trying to quit. But...
There's a moment where Cranny's kind of double takes and he goes,
Yes, we all have our vices. Yes. Mine was the horses. Oh,
What'd you do to the horses?
gambling, son. Gambling.
Oh, that's so much
Oh.
better than where I went.
I went there as well.
I think we are all like-minded folk, and maybe that doesn't bode well.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna roll.
give me one moment. I am going to walk upstairs and go get Mr. Gallwood.
I have my
he
little-
moves so slowly. He's a slow old man and he just walks. He's got 10 feet of movement per, I don't know. He's
With
very
a
slow.
dash.
With a dash, yeah. Sir is slow.
Is he actually walking or is this like shuffling? Can we, follow his trail?
He
Oh,
is. Yeah, I would say he is a shuffling over and around the bar. It looks to be a sign of his old age. Also, he also does box turns, and you see when he pours a whiskey, he has a little bit of a tremor, but he's doing his best to hide it. So he is trying to. He goes to start walking up to see Mr.
All right.
Gallwood.
Marv will call after him. Thank you there. Now, mind yourself on the steps there.
I've taken these steps many, many times. I know them better than any young whippersnapper in this joint.
And he makes this like he's tootling to himself as he goes up the stairs.
Y'all, the time he gets up the stairs, we could go to Ambrosia and back, have a great time. We could get a real afternoon out of the way. By the time that man returns, and I'm got like a little metal container, I take out a pre-rolled cigarette, I light it.
You have a pretty quick time at the Ambrosia, huh?
What are we trying to say?
Hassassa laughs a bit too much.
Doesn't all have to be the same thing. Like, get some quality drinks, maybe a little bit of cards.
Yeah, because they don't have those over here.
Not really.
There are no entertaining folk here.
Yeah.
But you see a couple gentlemen in the corner, minors, gentlemen, they're children playing cards.
I love that we just leaned into this.
I mean,
Go fish or
well, true.
war.
In the Wild West, miners probably would have also been miners.
minors, yes, and old timer miners. So yes, that's the two.
Listen,
Yeah.
I didn't get that lonely out on the road that I'm that desperate to get over to Ambrosia for that reason. But bit of cards.
We can play cards here.
A couple of top shelf drinks wouldn't go miss. But I see what you're saying. We can wait. I was just making a joke at how slow this old man is.
He's about 3/4 of the way up the stairs at this point.
God damn it.
It seems you're awful long-winded there then, Wyatt, if he made it all that way. Look,
All right.
before
I see how we just met. You coming after me? Like, jeez.
This is how you make friends, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Look,
I
before I
consider it
take
more
on
bullying myself, but that's just who I am.
that is a perfectly fine option. It works in some towns and not in others. But
Thanks, nerd.
It's at that point.
Sorry, no, he was gonna say something about his
down.
character,
Sorry,
and
go
I just
ahead.
decided
Go
that
ahead,
Spagg was a
Slender Marv.
bully.
I didn't mean to cut
I
you
might
off. Go
walk
ahead.
that one
all
back.
good. I'm just
sorry.
like kind of like looming over you now, looking
Yeah,
down.
no, I'm gonna walk that one back. Spagg is not a bully. That's just me
all right.
recklessly yes-anding.
It's all good.
He doesn't self-identify as a bully. That would be absurd.
There we go.
Sorry. Go ahead, Erik.
I like to try and get the measure of a man before taking this kind of work, So I'd like to kind of look around, if I may, and see what kind of details I might glean about this Galloway person from the decor, the state of this saloon. What pride does he take in the things that he owns?
Amazing. We can do the first roll of the night. So
Roll of the evening.
you can roll me a perception check. That would be probably the check to roll.
That's going to be a 26.
Oh my gosh, you see so much. You, Slender Marv, who usually tends to blend in with the background, have a very observant eye. You know what you're looking for. As you look around the bar, everything is clean. Everything is very clean, which is a lot. Here, out in the middle of the West, a place is well taken care of. You can assign of that as it being clean. The miners as well seem to also be like they're not injured, none that you can see. Anyway, they are on the younger side, probably young boys. I would say probably 16 and upward, who are sitting here, playing cards. There are some older miners as well that seem to, what your eye can tell, and I would say with a passive insight, I'm assuming you can kind of see that the older miners are keeping the eye on the younger miners as well in the bar here, so that they're not drinking themselves silly on their one drink that they get every day, or spending their very hard-earned money poorly. The gentleman playing the piano at the moment is very good. He's a very good piano player. You have been in many a saloon, and he's a good one. There is quite ornate stained glass up atop of the bar with a beautiful carved wood sign of different types. There's mahogany. You'd see some very exotic kind of woods in there, not just your typical like pine wood sign. Like this is a very nicely custom ordered sign that says the Cup and Pony above the bar, and it says Proprietor T. Edgar Gallwood underneath. Then like embossed in what you assume is it's probably brass.
All right. So I'm going to kind of relay that to my companions here.
Yeah.
Pointing them out, going, you see, these are the marks of a man that cares about the things that he owns. Now, I don't know what he's going to ask us for too much, other than these missing miners. But it seems that he takes pride in these things. Look at those boys over there. They're in good health. They're getting a drink. Looks like they're being fed all right.
The food also smells delicious. It is not simply like a gray gruel over top of some potatoes. These look like you may even see a hint of vegetables in there.
Oh, wow.
So these
Like
from
the
boys are
ground?
Vegetables beyond just a potato?
yes. You see a bit of
Hot
orange
shit.
and even a bit of, dare I say, green.
What is that color? I've never seen its like.
Mold?
It's
not
like dark,
Yeah,
weird
you're right.
blue.
It is kind of like mold. It's kind of like that mold you find in your boots after a while out in the road.
But there are absolutely vegetables in that. Yeah, these boys are very well fed.
So you see, when we go meet this gentleman, I'm looking kind of sideways at Spagg down a little bit. We mind our manners as best we can. So, Mr. Wyatt, I would appreciate perhaps if we saved the rabble rousing for a little later. Keep ourselves in fine shape for the moment, if you understand.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know about y'all, but I don't often get hired for any kind of job except for one specific one. So it's best to keep a straight mind on that.
Not to be wrecking any of y'all's fun, mind you. I like a good time myself. He's kind of absent-mindedly, fiddling with the necklaces with the bones and claws. But I think work needs to come first at this point.
Agreed.
It's sorry, I cut you off, Becca. Go ahead.
No, don't worry.
No.
Hass just kind of doesn't say anything, but gives a head nod and grabs a shawl from her backpack and just covers up her shoulders and tattoo with it.
Okay. It's
Spagg sees that and like buttons a button.
love
This
it.
is what we're doing now.
You're gussing yourselves up a little bit. I
Y'all,
like that. I like
any
that.
of y'all want a cigarette? Hand
Oh,
roll.
good.
Fine tobacco.
He's chews on his linguine.
Flicks it out, gets a new one.
It's at that
I'm a
point
chain chewer when I'm Newverse.
you
Tapping it out
hear
of the box.
from behind the closed doors upstairs. You hear,
Yeah,
"What the
close.
fuck, Granny? Why did you keep them waiting for so long? God damn it! I love you, man, but you got to get them up here right now." And
I think just to keep crannies out of hot water. We all heard that, right? That was audible for the next town over. So I'm gonna start moseying up them stairs just to keep crannies out of hot water. I might come in with a little bit of lie, being like we were right behind him. So
Cool, yeah.
just
You head on up
I
the
feel like
stairs?
Crannies is a as slow as he is, he seems like a pleasant folk.
amazing.
It's a real firm mosey.
You walk up the stairs, and Crannies is just about to open Mr. Gallwood's office door, and he goes, "Oh, Mr. Gallwood, they're right here as promised." So he opens the door, and do you walk in?
I go,
office?
Crannies, thank you for allowing road weary folk to have a time for a single whiskey. We appreciate it very much.
And he gives you a little conciliatory tap on the arm. "Anytime, my boy, anytime." And he starts tootling his way back down the stairs.
So slow. It's amazing.
It's so slower down the stairs. He's trying not to fall. So you
It's
Methodical.
Jeez.
It's a methodical approach to life.
I think I found the antithesis of myself. Step into the room.
So you walk into this room, and the first thing that strikes you is the desk. It is one of the most ornate and beautiful business desks that you've ever seen. There are 3 different types of pens. There are papers and, brass paperweights. A huge green leatherback chair sits behind the window overlooking that you can see the whole street of Clementine behind. There is a painting on the right-hand side of the room. Looks to be of one of the wars. A war. we're not going to put the timestamp on this one. It's a war. There's two sides. There's fighting. There's blood. It's like an epically beautiful oil painting on the wall. Very big, probably one of the biggest you've ever seen. Looks expensive. On the other side of the room, you see files and files of books, all sorts of different types of literature on a giant bookshelf that takes the entire wall. There's a fireplace. There's an alcohol cart, and sitting in his green leatherback chair is Mr. T. Edgar Gallwood. Gallwood is, to be honest, he looks quite average. There's nothing quite spectacular about him. There's no, if you were expecting this quite, big personality from his voice, he does not look as much of a very simple black suit over a white crisp dress shirt. Pardon me. His hair is slicked back as of the style of the day. He wears a tie, a trim mustache, and he sits there expectantly behind the desk, his hands clasped on the top of the desk.
I'll step forward, and I'm not wearing a hat, otherwise I would tip it to you, sir. Pleasure to meet you. Name's Slender Marv, you can call me. Marvin being my birth name, but as you can see, this suits me a little better.
And he reaches a hand out from across the desk and he goes, "Well, shit, Marv, it's wonderful to meet you." And he puts his hand out.
I'll reach out, like past his hand as I extend my arm fully. It's like almost at his elbow.
Yeah.
I've just got such long limbs, and I've grasped my hands. Pardon me.
He adjusts to meet your arm. Like there's it's nothing uncommon. Like he makes it very easy for you to shake his hand.
All right. Shake his hand.
It is wonderful to meet you. I am pleased as fucking punch to have you here.
That's some righteous punch then, I suppose. These are my companions. This is Spagg over here.
Wonderful to meet you, Spagg.
Traveling companion. Then we have Wyatt. It's a fine gentleman here.
I'm
Those
standing
some
at the back of the
fine
room,
fucking guns on your hip there, boy.
1 foot up on the wall with my hat down a little bit, my cigarette in my mouth. Howdy do.
And he says, "There's an ashtray on your left. Don't get any of that ash on my floor, but
Of course,
I respect that for you,
not.
sir.
I-
Please
I-
feel free to smoke in here all you like." And he lights up a cigarette
into the
himself.
ashtray.
And who is this wonderful person here on my ride?
This
Gesturing
is
to you, Hass.
Hassassa.
And he looks at you with this just kind of like awe of a woman in your presence. And he goes, "It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, ma'am."
Pleasure to meet you as well.
And he tips us, and he is not wearing a hat, but he tips a non-existent brim to you. "Now, sit." And he gestures to some chairs that are in front of you.
I don't like to put my back to a door, so if it's okay with you, I'm going to remain here.
That's a good energy, boy. You keep that. You're gonna need that out here. Shit. So he sits down behind his desk, pours himself a liquor of some kind, probably a whiskey, and he sits and he goes, "You see, my friends, I am in a bit of a pickle. I own most of Clementine. This is my bread and butter. I own the mine. I own most of the buildings here, and people just rent, but I am getting run out of town. My miners are going missing, and I am in debt. My investors are threatening to pull out of this mine if I can't figuring out what the fuck is happening to my miners. There was a cave-in 3 weeks ago. Shouldn't have happened. My miners are safe. We train them well. We treat them well. This shouldn't have happened. And then you got this new sheriff coming in, causing problems for everyone.
You
Can't
don't
figure
like
out what the fuck is going on."
you don't like Sheriff
Severin.
Harold.
Harold. And
You don't like the new sheriff?
they don't get on well.
Severin's been a pain in my ass since he got here. I liked Wildblood just fine. Wildblood was a wonderful man. Kept this town together. But they thrown him in jail, and I have no fucking idea why.
If it's I can put it to irons. I can talk to the sheriff and find a reason to take exception to him.
You won't get close. Those 2 deputies he got will keep everyone at a bureaucratic arm's length.
He's a cowardly enough man that if he takes a fair challenge to his face, he'll say no to it.
While I very much would like to challenge the sheriff with irons myself, and he cocks ahead, and there is a very, 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 very nice looking rifle on the wall.
I let out like a low whistle of appreciation. That's a nice piece.
Unfortunately, the way that I got to do things in this town to keep things going is this: paper, bureaucracy, business.
Damn.
I would love nothing more than to pay all of you to get rid of him, but I can't.
Oh, and we'll have a look at the mine, see what went awry and what we can do about it.
That would be helpful. Probably best thing for you to do is to head on up to where the miners were camped. Most of them have abandoned now. I can't fucking blame them. Some of the shit that those boys have seen, they come back, their mouths are just gibbering and they don't making any sense. Gotta send him away. Doc Faraday doesn't even know what the fuck's gone wrong with him.
That doesn't sound pleasant at all.
No.
All right, well, go to the camp. We'll take care of it, sir.
As long as there's something for me to shoot.
Well, I'd like to say I hope so for your enjoyment, but I don't hope so for threatening my mind.
That's fair.
I'm not expecting y'all to do this for free. So that is not how we do business here. So he throws some money. He throws 4 coin purses. Wow, English is hard.
It is.
Down on the desk in front of you.
There's double that.
So
You
this
figure out
plus
and fix
2
it.
more pouches, or
Each.
2 pouches total.
3 pouches total.
3 pouches? Oh,
Hell. I want to say no to something like that.
Well,
right. Well, let's get down to the mine.
mine's about a day's ride.
Fuck.
So, but the mining camp's about half a day's ride. So,
Oh, that's better.
you will need horses. You can use the Cartwrights. They're all right, but I can't just get you horses. You're gonna have to go and talk to them.
All right. Talk to the Cartwrights. Very good.
As well, you are welcome food and drink and lodging here at the Cup and Pony for as long as you need.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll
Lodge.
just fucking fix what's going on.
I think I had the wrong run about this place.
Well,
Correct.
I try and do good business here. There's no reason for me to treat the people who work for me poorly. There's enough of that out in the world. Not here in Clementine.
Hell, you could say that again.
You're speaking right to my heart there, workers' rats.
He gives you a grin. And you, with your keen eye, would notice on the wall some pictures that look quite a bit older. Definitely from probably, I'd say, a couple decades before. And you see a man that looks very similar to Gallwood in railway workers' clothes, standing amongst a bunch of people next to a building railway.
I'm gonna point at it. Oh. So it seems you come from some working stock yourself.
That's my granddaddy. Laid most of the track in this country. The sweat of his back and the break of his bones.
Yes. A lot of respect for that kind of work. It's hard. Toil under the sun, under the earth. So, if I may, a little more information about this cave-in. Was this near the entrance? Was this deep in the mine looking to expand a shaft somewhere and something went wrong?
Well, it's funny you say that. You know, we go down, we have 3 main tunnels. Oh my gosh. Hell, I'm so sorry to interrupt that, but careful cantrip.
Careful cantrip. Big
Thank
raid.
you so much for the raid. Holy moly. 55 of you coming in. Thank you so much for the raid, careful cantrip.
Hello,
Welcome to
all
our
of
stream
you.
drive. Welcome to the Wild West. Thank you so much. Come on in. Hope you
Oh
have
my
a good
gosh,
time
look at all
here.
these first time
Hey,
folks. Thank you all for all the
welcome,
follows.
welcome.
Holy moly.
Holy bananas.
Oh my gosh. To explain what we're doing a stream drive. We've been going since Sunday noon.
Yes.
We've been doing a whole bunch of stuff, and we have 46 hours to go left on the clock, but we can go all the way to
Saturday.
7 p.m. Saturday. So each dollar gets a minute, and every sub gifted gets 5. So
Amazing.
welcome on
Amazing.
in, y'all.
Welcome
We're
on
doing
in.
cowboy stuff right now.
We're doing
doing
cowboy stuff.
big
right
old
now.
cowboy stuff right now. Some of our mods in the chat will let you know the story thus far. And
for those of you who have just arrived, please make sure to refresh your browser so that your view counts, because that is really helpful for us and it draws more eyes. And the more eyes on this, the longer the stream drive grows. And
thank you so much for all the bits, B-Town
Thank you
MC
for
and
the
Careful
bits. Oh my
Cantrip. Thank you,
gosh.
thank you. Those
Amazing.
sweet, dusty biddies. We're gonna call those. That's drams of whiskey. That's what we got.
Hell
Lovely little
yeah.
drams of whiskey. Thank you so much. So we, he regards your question about the cave in.
Yeah.
And he pulls out a map of the mining system, and you see 2 main tunnels that kind of lead deeper into the mine with some branching tunnels off of them. And he points to one that has the big X on it, and he goes, cave-in's right here. That tunnel shouldn't have caved in. We had amazing supports in that tunnel. Our strongest miners down there. There shouldn't have been any mistakes. It caved in suddenly. There was no seismic activity. None of the people that we'd had to come in and survey the site. Everything was tip top. Nothing should have happened there. And all of a sudden, I lose 30 miners in
30.
one cave in. Can't even tell you how many might have been trapped behind.
Once again, I regret not wearing a hat because I would put that over my heart out of respect for those 30 souls.
I have compensated the families of anyone who has gone missing accordingly.
Is there a chance Is there a chance we can find them down there? Maybe get them out?
I sure shit hope so. I would love nothing more to return those boys to their families. But if I can't do that, then I am going to make sure that they are compensated accordingly.
You are a rare breed of man.
People come through this town, Mr. Cassidy. Most of them don't stay. So if I can convince a family to move here, lend me their time, lend me their energy, so that I may do my work, I have to compensate them accordingly.
So in looking at this map that is now on this beautiful desk,
Yes.
how expansive is this mine? Is it kind of a simple kind of system, or are there multi-branching?
It's a newer mine. It's probably only been set up for like 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
So it's a vein of ore that was discovered that could be used in crafting and smithing and all that kind of stuff. Seems like it, from what you can tell, I won't make you roll for it, but from what you can tell is like, this is a very profitable area to be mining in. And Gallwood is basically, he, has the land, he is, using it, and he hasn't had to go that deep yet to reap the benefits. So that it doesn't look like there's a bunch of crossing tunnels or unsafe pathways from what you can tell from the documents. Like, this tunnel should have been fine.
Okay. Now, if I may continue to pry into your business a little bit, and I do apologize if I overstep.
No, please, I will tell you if you overstep.
This mine, what you're pulling up, the ore that's coming out of the earth, is this more precious, or would you call it more functional metals?
This is more functional metals.
Okay.
Sir, it is. We use it primarily, sell it to rail cars for their construction, rail track, as well as for wheels, carts, building construction. A lot of my contracts are a little bit farther west when they're trying to do all that ship work, that dock work, building and construction, such as that.
I appreciate that. Of course, it's in the back of my head, as I'm sure it is all of ours, that there's some greedy folk out there. And this was more precious in nature, perhaps you have some unwanted competition. But from what you've told me here now, nobody heard anything sounding like an explosive now, did they? I imagine it was loud, but all right.
Simply happened. And I hope that y'all are able to kind of find, if not the point of what happened, you can potentially see if you can find some of my boys down there.
If we can, we will. We will do all we can to bring them home safely.
Thank you.
Or at least, at worst, perhaps remains, if that's something for.
Well, they've been
folks.
down there 3 weeks, and I reckon we got not a lot of time to lose if we're hoping to dig out some boys still breathing.
It's a
Thank
fine
you for the
point,
Thanks for
sir.
the
raid.
raid there,
Sorry to
folks.
interrupt you.
Have
Thank
you
you for
and
the
I
raid,
same brain.
Ingolier.
Thank you
Also,
for the
thank you for the
raid.
bits before GF Powers 4. Thank you so much.
If I have the right of it, do y'all have your own modes of transportation, or should I be stabling my horse somewhere in the town?
Well, if you have your horse, that will be one less that you're going to have to barter with from the Cartwrights.
Excellent.
They don't take my money. I would run you a tab there, but they don't take my money.
How's that?
I'm
I wish I
assuming the
knew.
sheriff.
All right. Well, I'm very persuasive with people like me. Let's go dock to the cart right now.
Wonderful.
Huh.
And if
I'm
you
on hitching my horse. I feel
not
so.
sure.
I
Go ahead.
I did describe Wyatt coming into town on his horse.
Yes.
Was Hass also on a horse? Because that, like, Wyatt probably wouldn't have been riding if Hass wasn't on a horse. Because
I will say that yes.
extraordinarily,
You came in
like,
on a
rude,
horse.
yeah.
Hass was
Like,
also in on a
yeah,
horse.
because Wyatt's a gentleman at heart. Like he wouldn't be on the back of his horse being like, "Come on,
I will
come on,
say
missus."
Slender Marv and Spagg came in on like a cart.
Yeah,
that
we
you,
did lose the horse in the sheep accident.
It was very unfortunate, that whole saucy situation.
So for brevity, Gallwood thanks you, and he encourages you to take the money with you. And he, you're given keys to your rooms. They are, fairly standard: a bed, place to wash up, and food and drink.
Right. Spagg just goes down into that place with all the miners and just be like, "Anybody here work for Gallwood? Anybody here at the mine 3 weeks ago when shit kicked off? Is that anybody's shtick?"
You see a couple of the boys turn around and roll an insight check for me.
Oh boy. Yeah,
I haven't made you roll many dice. I gotta make you roll some fucking dice now.
Fucking no, this is Blackwater. We don't
This is
roll
Blackwater.
dice
We don't
here.
roll. We don't roll dice here. I'd rather just tell you stuff.
Oh, 16. He's
These
feeling
boys,
hot.
there's two boys at a back table who are sitting, just the two of them, and they look. The second you say that, their eyes go wide and they look down at their food.
You two. All right. I mean, if I can pull up a chair. And I have invited, of course, the rest of the party because we don't split our parties.
Very intimidating.
They don't look at you. They just keep eating their food quietly.
You know anything about the cave-in, or?
One of the boys keeps his head down, but the other one looks up at you and he goes, "We were both there, sir. Me and Billy," and he like elbows the boy next to him. We were just learning how to set some struts in the mine from John, our supervisor, and all of a sudden we heard. I don't even know what to describe the sound like, sir. It hurt my head. The sound.
Can you make the sound with your mouth, approximately?
I daren't do it, sir.
Could you try?
I don't want to scare the other boys, sir.
Would anyone be scared if we made a weird noise? No, that seems fine. I would love for you to make an approximation of the terrible sound you made with your mouth. That's very important to my investigation.
He looks so embarrassed, but
Yeah, I would be too.
He
This is a bad
sees-
situation.
he sees kind of your kit, and he overheard that you were working for Mr. Gallwood, and he starts making this kind of burbly sound in the back of his throat that seems to move forward to the front of his mouth. And as he starts making it, you watch his eyes kind of glaze for a second, and the sound just keeps coming out. It gets a bit louder
All right,
and
that's enough.
louder and
Okay,
louder.
Let him go.
And he's screaming. He's screaming.
Son, come
And
on.
No,
then-
let him go. Let's see where this goes. He's hitting his
This
stride.
ain't healthy.
No, it's hitting. It's
He's having like
it's
a-
1842. Nothing's
He's screaming.
healthy.
He's just full out screaming in the middle of
Yeah.
this
Let him
bar.
go. Let him go.
I
Let him
give
go.
the boy like a light.
He's got to
like,
work it out.
back
He's
of
got to
head-
work it out.
And
like a
the
light little
second-
back of head smack.
The second you touch him, he seems to set out of it, but the boy next to him is weeping. And you see water. Not water. on the ground.
Oh no.
I'm going to step forward and with sleight of hand, because this is why it's all about. I'm going to knock over his whiskey as I kind of like trip and knock over whatever drink he was drinking onto the floor. And be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so clumsy. But I knock it so that it lands to look like it's spilt. And I go, I'm so sorry. You go clean yourself up, son. I'll get you another whiskey.
You knock it into his lap.
Absolutely. I
say-
knock it absolutely to make it look like it's to cover up the pee.
The boy looks
I
at you as a look of like, you just saved him. You saved him leagues of embarrassment, and he nods and he goes and he cleans himself up. And the boy that was Billy. Billy goes and cleans himself up, but the other boy who's sitting there looks at you and goes, "Sorry, what were you asking?"
Just about the cave, and you said you're there. Your supervisor Joe, he was set. Did Joe make it out? Is Joe still among us?
No, sir. I haven't seen him. Once the sound happened, the rocks started moving from the ceiling, even though we had just trussed up that area, and Joe went further down because Marshall's group was down there.
Marshall?
Marshall was one of my group, sir.
All right, that's gnocchi. Okay.
Joe wouldn't leave a man behind down there. That's not how we do things in this here.
Friends, would it be safe to assume that you can all hand yourself on the ugly side of an encounter? I know Hass ain't no short, ain't short of no tough metal built on the stuff. But you two, Slender Marv, you look like you're
Slender.
you know you're the business end of a messy situation. Either of you. I just want to make sure I know who we're getting into, because I make some decent coin out here, but not a single piece of it ain't stained with blood.
May not be too flashy, but I get stuff done.
Good.
I've got something very flashy. And he pulls back his duster to reveal a 2-barreled long gun. I got this baby, custom made by a man named Lionel Dritch. It's a fine, one of a kind piece.
Damn.
Of the Northwest Riches, sir?
The one who moved southeast.
Damn.
The
You watch
prodigal
as
son.
like that name would carry like Mr. Gallwood. You get the sense with these boys that like Mr. Gallwood wants to give these people an opportunity to pay them well so that they can move up in the world. Or if anything, give them a really good end of life job that they can be proud of. Mr. Gallwood has hosted many business people. You would know this from just the way that you got in touch with this job. And the Dretches are some of the best gun makers.
Dritches.
Sorry, the Dritches are some of the best gun makers on this coast. So.
And if that doesn't do it, I've got well, if things get wild, I got a few surprises up my sleeves.
Excellent. I got Arion outside waiting. Hass, you have Becca. What's his name?
Ooh, Ello.
Hello.
Ello.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Ello, but should we get step and get you boys a pair of fine steeds? I gotta pop down to the sheriff's and
yeah, let's go see the cart rides.
poke a head in just for some business. But yeah, let's get you some horses.
All right. So
Is the sheriff's on the way to the cart rides?
yes, because you've
Yeah.
asked it is. So yes.
Cool. I just stop by the bounty board and I grab anything that looks like good. It's my livelihood.
Okay.
There's dangerous folks out in the hills, and those folks get gold for me.
You see two posters for some sheep thieves about 2 cities over. And you also see a
What's the description on those sheep thieves?
that they were stolen in the middle of the night. And it was about
No, but
30 sheep.
the perpetrators.
They don't know.
Oh, no description. Cool.
And you
Just-
also
All right, Spagg,
see
all right.
the description looking for a missing girl.
How much of the sheep thieves work?
I'd say probably about. We're going to use gold and silver in this world because it's fantasy western.
Yeah.
You'd say it's probably about 50 gold each. The reward for the girl is 250 gold.
I ain't worth my time. I'll grab the poster for the girl.
Sounds good.
Needs to say, if we find this girl together, I'm obliged to split it 4 ways. But man makes a living out here the way he makes his living, and this is mine.
Okay. Do you want to take a look at the poster for the girl?
Yeah, I'll take a look at the poster.
Okay. It is the name you're looking for. Alison Bainbridge. And she is described as a 15-year-old girl. She's about 5 feet tall, red hair, last seen wearing a blue and white dress. She was out playing with her siblings when they were playing hide and seek, and she went missing.
How old did you say?
15.
15.
She was actually playing, and it's her description based on the directions you've been given by Mr. Gallwood is out near where the mining camp was.
Well, ain't that fortuitous? And a young lady such as this should not be anywhere but safe at home. So.
Did you want to poke your head into the sheriff's as well?
Nah,
while
fuck
you're
that
here?
guy. Oh, I don't, because he sounds like a real dickhead. But
Is there anything on the board about Jebediah Wildblood?
You do not see any posters about Jedediah Wildblood, no. But from what you gathered from Mr. Gallwood, that Mr. Wildblood has been locked. You're assuming in the town's clink and charged with treason. It's a quite heinous crime, obviously.
I feel like the
Very
nature
high.
of Wyatt's ramblings, like he's probably passed through this town once or twice before to drop off a bounty and likes Pal, and so he is immediately taken a hard dislike to anyone who's going to fuck with Pal, because Pal's good folk.
Severin.
Harold Severin is the new Severin, yes. And his two bailiffs. His 2 bailiffs. Oh my gosh.
The Dupree brothers.
Dupree twins.
The Dupree twins, Calloway and Jetson Dupree.
I hate them based on the names alone.
Ring ding ding ding. Oh, lovely bell you have on your stable, Mr. Cartwright.
So you open the kind of business front of where the stablery is, and you see a very well-dressed man, small spectacles behind him. It's very warm in this shop. It's like a pleasant warm outside. We're in about spring, so we're not scorching hot at this point. It is hot inside this room. It shouldn't be. It's not like a greenhouse effect. There's no big windows here it's just hot in here. And he, you're assuming, is one of the Mr. Cartwrights. You don't know how many there are. He looks up from this ledger that he has in front of you and goes, "Can I help you?"
Need 2 horses, and one should be quite long for my associate here.
A long horse?
Yeah, well, he's quite long. If you put him on a small horse, I dare say he'd look like a comedy.
Don't you mean a tall horse,
I
sir?
think that is
Whatever
what
you got.
is.
Who sent you? You're not from around these parts.
We're just passing through, trying to pick up some bounties. There's a girl gone missing. We're trying to find her.
He's going to make an insight check against your deception.
Absolutely, I would love that.
Because it's not the whole truth.
It's not. But listen, Wyatt's quick with a lie.
Do you have long horses or not?
A 17.
He narrows his eyes up and down for a moment and goes, out for just passing through.
Yeah.
All right.
Young
well,
Alison Bainbridge, you don't know anything about that
yes,
situation?
Yes, I heard about the Bainbridge girl's disappearance. Terrible tragedy.
We're just trying to get her
And
home
those sheep
safe.
thieves.
I don't
Well,
bother myself with sheep.
Yeah, no,
horsemen,
that
so.
bounty is laughably low. Like we would to find 2 undescribed sheep thief. Like that's a goddamn like needle in a haystack. The chances of us running into those 2, slim to none. So
Very dangerous people. Very
sheep
dangerous.
thieves, nah, son. That ain't no type of dangerous.
Are you all going to yammer around my store all day, or are we
Sorry,
going to do
sir,
business
sorry,
here?
sir.
Well, I
Let's-
was asking about a long horse, and
let's,
I've yet to hear an answer.
let's get a
I do not have
Clydesdale.
any long horses, but I do have a tall horse, Clydesdale. If
Marv will
you
make it.
have the coin to pay for that, are you
We
looking
got
to buy, or are
pouches.
you looking to rent?
I'll buy a horse. I'm buying a horse. I'm gonna buy a horse. I'm feeling confident. I think I'm gonna come into a bit of money here soon. Marv, how about you? You buying a horse?
In your purse,
Mhm.
you each have 250 gold from Gallwood.
2 will buy a horse.
What?
And
How
he-
much are these horses gonna run us?
Clydesdale will run you 600 gold.
I'm
You'd like to
not
buy it.
buying a horse.
Would you like to rent a horse?
That seems to be a little bit more reasonable for my current finances.
Rent is $25 a day, and that includes tack and saddle. But those horses must come back to me.
Is there a day minimum?
No,
No.
but the
Oh, that
horses
sounds great.
must come back to me.
Now, if we rent for say 3 days and we turn in 2, do we get that extra day back, or is it just kind of?
Oh, you do not have to pay up front.
Oh, we pay when
You
we
will pay-
return.
Absolutely. But you must return the horse to me.
Absolutely, sir. I ain't going up on no board as a horse thief.
You got any dog shit horses that are around $200 fucking dollar mark?
What kind of business do you take me for?
Well, if you don't have a long horse, I figure you at least have a shit horse.
Don't offend the man. Come on.
I'm not
man.
offending the man. He seems like a man who has a diverse crew of
I-
horses. You got some horse that you don't want to sell to people because you got standards. I'm Shane. I got poor taste in horses. Let me take them off your hands. Win-win.
have-
Me help you, you help me. I
All
help
right,
this poor
all
horse to
right,
feel
all
good
right,
about
God,
itself.
if only we'll get you to stop talking.
Yeah, well, you can try.
He looks up from the ledger and flips a couple pages along, and he goes, I'll have one that you could rent for 5 gold a day.
I'm not renting a horse. I'm buying a horse. I cannot guarantee this horse's safety. That's my professional courtesy to you.
I appreciate a man with such honesty.
That's fair.
I'll sell it to you for 100 gold.
Let me see this horse. I'm very excited.
Okay.
So he takes you outside to the stables. You see a large stable of beautiful horses. Like, Wyatt, you've have many horses in your time, and you take very good care of Arion. Was it?
Arian.
Arion, yeah.
Arion.
And Arion, yeah. Beautiful.
One
Like
of
Arion is a
Helios's
beautiful
horses.
horse.
Little Greek mythology there for you.
Yes, I caught it. I wish I knew more about horses. I'm not a horse person, but they're lovely horses. Like they look thoroughbred. These horses look like they could be racing horses. They're, you see Clydesdales, you see beautiful, really
Sir,
pretty.
that is a beautiful Mustang you got over there, and some
Thank
of
you
those
so much. Thanks
Palominos. Some of those
saving me.
Palominos are absolutely
Thank
phenomenal.
you for saving me.
Of course. Honestly, just
yes,
name
good
muscle
fork, good
cars.
fork
Just
is
name
sending-
muscle cars, and you'll be
there's-
pretty safe
there's
in the
there's some
those
muscle
That
There
areas.
F-150 is
Some-
unbelievable.
Oh shit, dude! That Aston Martin, fuck.
Wonderful. Thank you, good fork. My favorite.
What is that, a
cutlery.
Volkswagen you got in the corner? Oh my goodness.
You
One
see
of those
the-
camper horses.
You see a pair
Westphalia?
of mares,
Westphalia, that's what I was
quite
thinking
large mares on one side, and he leads you past them, and they seem to have been blocking the view of quite a small. It's a horse. It looks like she's seen better days.
Mm.
She looks old. She's very well taken care of, but she looks. And he goes, "This is Trip."
That's not Trip, that's Gnocchi. You're coming with me, and I'm gonna give him 100 gold pieces, and I'm gonna lead Gnocchi by the fucking horse handle.
Bridle?
I don't fucking.
I know what that is called.
Sir, I respect you being a proprietor of your business, and I respect, but you gotta respect us as being folks that obviously are gonna come in here and try to pay a fair price that they can afford. Could we take a Clydesdale off your hands for 500?
He looks at the Clydesdale, a beautiful, resplendent horse.
I tell you what, I'm a man who gets things done. If there's something you need done around town, some odd jobs and folks tracked down, we can throw that in too.
Yeah, I know gnocchi's not worth 100. Come on now. We're all doing each other a favor.
Come on. Think
This
looks
horse is
at you-
barely worth
he
the
looks
glue
at
you
you
could get out of
and
it. Come
think
on.
of young
looks-
Allison for this.
Also, we have 69 viewers. Nice, thank you. He looks at you and he narrows his eyes a moment and he goes. He pulls a note out of his pocket and he passes it to you. And he goes, deliver this to Madame Zanziva for me. She'll know who it's from.
Tip my hat. Yes, sir. And I toss my coin pouch to Slender Marv.
I'll deal with the balance of that, seeing as this will be my horse.
Yeah,
Much
so-
obliged, Mr. Cassidy.
Such a tall
Well,
man on such a tall.
You know how things work out here. I'm sure we'll get this job done, and I'm sure I'll be getting that back. So
Amazing.
Indeed. It's
So,
worth the while.
you watch as Mr. Cartwright takes the money and he turns around. He kind of turns around as he turns to face you. The purse is gone. The coin purse is gone. You have no idea where it went. Somewhere on his person, potentially. And he walks out. He grabs, the horse is saddled for you. That is included in the price. And you have in your possession gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Yeah. And Slender Marv, what is your beautiful new Clydesdale horse's name?
Large Marv.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm of a firm belief that a man should have his own horse. So I'm glad, Marv, that you've got yourself a fine steed. Can I make an investigation check to inspect that it's not being socked or
Yeah, absolutely.
A fun thing that people would do is for purebred white horses. A lot of horses would be born with things like socks, essentially, so black hair that goes up to the halfway up to their knee, and they would paint them white to make the horse look white. And so it was a little tricky trick, and I'm just making sure nothing like that's happened. As a 14, so a 22. Sorry, 21. I thought my investigation was higher, but it's not. It's 21.
These horses are the nicest horses you have ever seen in this Clydesdale. Is absolutely no different.
Yeah, gnocchi is
A
the
horse
best
this
horse.
nice should not be in the town this small. Put it that way.
That's weird. as
These are
hell.
beautiful horses in a town that doesn't need beautiful horses.
Right. Well,
Is this all?
that was a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Can we get? Did he provide feed for a couple days? Or
He did.
Okay, cool.
I'll include it in the price.
And
So
I'm fucking
you
rolling.
set off on your horses. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you make survival checks for me, all of you, to head on up towards the abandoned mining camp.
Survival check.
Yes, please. I'll make you roll some dice eventually.
Oh boy.
16 for Slender Marv.
17 for Wyatt. Okay, I have a friend whose name is Wyatt Nash, and it's the most cowboy name I've ever heard. And I did name my character Wyatt, and I am gonna accidentally call him after my friend many times.
I love it.
Pretty rough
Cassidy.
roll. I have a 6.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Survival.
Rolled an 18, so that's a 15 for Spagg.
Amazing.
Tabletop
Tabletop.
Misfits, thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate
Thank you so much.
Roll the
you.
good old
Welcome,
two.
Welcome
welcome.
into this stream drive that has been going for 48 plus 9, so 57 hours.
Woo! Amazing. Ask our mods in the chat if you're wondering to catch up with the story. So you are riding up to the abandoned mining camp, and Haas, you and your horse are having some difficulty. Perhaps didn't get rested enough while you were making the way up here. Aloe isn't necessarily used to this kind of climbing. More used to open plains riding. The rest of you do just fine. You make it. It takes it's like a 4-hour ride to the mining camp. And as you get up there, I am going to you ride in a bit, and you feel. I'm gonna have you all make insight checks for me. And Wyatt and Haas, you can roll your checks at advantage because you've been riding these horses longer than a couple hours.
14.
21 for me.
Now, when you say insight, could it be? Nope, it's the same. It doesn't matter. I was gonna say animal handling, but
Okay.
it's the same. 18 for me.
Okay. Wyatt and Marv,
Hot rolls.
you know that your horses are getting nervous. Your horses are not responding to your commands quickly. They seem to be kind of wanting to kind of pull back when you're trying to urge them forward.
Horses are
As
getting
you
a
ride
little
closer and
spooked here,
closer.
folks. Might be worthwhile to get off. Maybe leave them by hand.
I'm gonna get off Elo and speak to her.
Okay.
And
Are you
ask her
casting a
what's
spell?
wrong. Yes, sorry. I
What-
cast speak to animals.
Speak to animals. Okay. So we have not cast any spells in this game yet. And because this is a Western and we're using some like Westerny real world rules, I'm going to have you roll. You know what?
So
Go ahead.
it is a thing that I cast at will.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Mhm.
I am going to say then, based on the amazing connection you have with Elo, you can do that.
Are you
Absolutely.
Is Hassassa a warlock by chance? No.
Mm-mm.
I
Amazing.
don't
So
know who
Haas, what do you
gets speech
say
disorder.
to Elo?
I'm gonna ask her what's wrong, and if I'm gonna ask her what she's afraid of.
Okay. So she looks at you with the eyes of trust that she would do anything that you asked her to do. And her eyes dart in the direction of what you can see is a host of tents, some kicked over probably about 400 feet from you.
Mhm.
Her eyes flit over there and then flit back down and flit to you. And she looks scared.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to stay here or if she'll go closer, and then I'll protect her if we go closer.
She gives you a little nuzzle at the sign that you'd protect her.
Mhm.
She trusts you. And she stops walking.
Okay.
When you say that if she wants to be left stay here, she stops walking.
How close are we to the camp?
400 feet.
Given Hass's spectacular ability to handle
Connect.
horses,
Mhm.
like out on the road, would we ever really hitch our horses, or they essentially were able to kind of be allowed to give a bit of roam just because of Hass's like ability to kind of communicate?
Yes, absolutely.
Sense-
I'll say yeah.
So
to that.
I'll relay that to the team, being like, we
Mhm.
can just let them run for a bit, and it's truly spectacular. Hass, you have a way with horses I've never seen in my life.
And Elo looks to you, Hass, and with her look, she looks to large Marv and Gnocchi and looks, and it's almost like she gives a nod.
Mhm.
That sense of I'll protect them. I'll look out for them. I'll keep them in line.
Thank you, Ella. I'll whistle if we need you.
She nods.
I'll feed Arion a sugar cube. I don't get in any trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, okay?
I give Gnocchi her own linguine stick, and I will dismount.
Amazing. So you all let your horses, and they Elo immediately starts kind of leading them off the path into there looks to be some brambles that could be eaten. Just like what kind of growing wildly about 5 minutes.
Never
off the
having
path.
to hitch your horse in the Wild West would be such a convenient fucking ability. Just be like, we can just let them run around, and they'll come right back. Like, it's good.
Also, yes,
So good.
I agree with James Ann in the chat. It is now canon in my head that Haas is a magical horse girl, and I'm super here for that.
Yes. Yes.
So your horses wander off for a bit, and what would you like to do? You're about 400 feet out from the town, or from the abandoned mining camp. You can see from this distance kind of just burlap. Some of the tents seem to be kicked over. I mean, there's not much else around, but you can't see much more than that this far away.
My duster's kind of pinned back a little bit so that my irons are free for the grabbing, and my hands are hovering near. And I'll stride forward with a clink, clink, clink of spurs.
I reckon we should
I'm-
announce our presence. Just don't want to be sneaking up on anybody now, do we? Or do we?
No, we don't. I don't know if there's folks to be sneaking up on. That noise that boy made, no decent folk are making that noise. So we're either dealing with I feel like we might be dealing with some mountain spirits or some demons of some sort.
All right, we'll take it quiet then. Yeah.
I'm, because of how afraid my horse was, gonna take my double-handed axe
Holy shit, yeah.
my backpack.
Holy
Amazing.
shit, Hass. Have you been hiding that this entire time? Good God.
Wait, since this is all Wild West coded, is that just like a fucking like wood chopping axe that you
That's-
just have?
I just took it. It is
Great.
a wood chopping axe, and I like how it feels in my hand.
Holy hell, you could split a man in half with that thing.
That's so much scarier than like a war axe for
Yeah,
some
yeah,
reason.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's like a
Absolutely.
pitted axe that's been used for years.
And you
Yeah.
watch as Hass pulls this out with just like the skill of someone who has absolutely wielded this thing before. So if you would like to approach this camp stealthily, you all can roll me some stealth checks, please.
Marv would like to move away from the group a little bit, still in the open. I'm not trying to hide myself, but just some separation, maybe 20 or so feet off to the right.
Great.
I'm gonna pull out All Reliable and I'm gonna load in one of my special cartridges. There's 6 bullets of
Absolutely.
special. Put that down.
Perfect.
And then I've got the regular one.
Okay.
Gonna be a
Fantastic.
17 for Spagg as he pulls out his eldritch custom.
Amazing.
he's
I'll
ready
also
to
say
go.
I've already got my infusions figured out,
Good.
so that
Good, good.
they're all sorted.
I trust all of you. Fantastic.
We're doing a stealth check.
13.
13. Okay.
21
Where is
for
that?
Slender Marv, and
21.
he'll unsling his bow, loosely hold an arrow to the string.
He's a trapper type. 17.
Okay.
Spurs are quite
Sorry,
loud.
what was your spec?
Oh, 17 as well.
Perfect. So you all walk up, and it is usually when you're walking out in kind of the open desert, which is where you are now, you hear the wind rustling around. You will occasionally hear an animal of some description come by. It is so quiet. It is so quiet. Every clink of your movement seems to echo around you. And as you move forward towards the camp, you get about 100 feet out, and you see that many of the tents are tossed over. A couple of them are left standing, and there seems to be something. You can't quite see too much of it from where you're approaching from, but there seems to be something quite heavy that is pulling one of the tents down closest to you. There's also seems to be a black area in the center of the encampment. It looks large. You see something black on the ground.
Burn black? Like there was a fire there or
Make a perception check.
okay. Not my strong suit, but I fucking look, let me tell you, Spagg is rolling on fire. That's a 19. So 16 for Spagg.
Okay. So
Some
you
days you're
see-
just on.
I will say you see what looks like a pit.
Oh. Oh.
You see a pit in the center of the
Okay.
camp, a large one. Judging
Almost
from-
as in like where the mine, like we're above where the mine collapsed.
this is the mining camp. So this is not
Oh.
where the mine entrance is. This is the mining camp. So this is where
Oh,
a lot of the
shit.
miners would stay during shifts if they needed to sleep. Not where they live, but this was kind of like a midway point, so they didn't have to go
Right.
all half the way home if they were working like days on, days off and stuff like that.
Yeah. Nice.
Um,
$3,069.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
So you can see a pit. You can't tell much more than that, but you see a pit.
Can I make an investigation check around this camp?
As not quite yet because you're not
Okay.
close enough.
No, of
but
course.
I will say, with the intention to make an investigation check, you see that there are belongings scattered everywhere. Like the people who were here took what they had on their bodies and they fucking ran. You see footprints in the dirt everywhere, leading away from the camp.
in all this chaos of broken things scattered about and masses of footprints and things, I'd like to keep my eye out for anything that looks, out of place in terms of footprints specifically. If there's any kind of animal prints or things that don't seem to match the rest of what's around.
Got it. You're keeping an eye out for that?
Yeah.
Can you make an investigation check for me, please? And we'll call that just kind of like your intent to look for all of those things as you walk through.
That will be a 17 for Slender Marv.
Okay, Slender Marv, as you kind of, you've taken a little bit of a side position. You kind of walk around looking for if there's been any animal scavenging animals that have kind of come through, or anything that might have come into the middle of camp and then moved out. There are no animal tracks. None at all. Just footprints in the direction outwards. Would you like to get a little bit closer to camp? You're about 100 feet out at this point.
All right, I'm going to call over to everybody else and say, from my vantage point up here, I'm not seeing much more than what should be here, which is slightly interesting if you ask me. Normally you'd expect to see some sort of life coming and having a sniff around, wouldn't you?
Let me have a poke around. I'm hard to spot when I want to be. And I don't know how magic works in this situation.
Yeah, tell me what you'd like to
I
do.
would love to use invisibility. And
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to translate, except like that speaks to me like Spagg has just been kind of chilling and he can just turn it on as he's like, give me a sec. And like, because he's quite this dumpy fucking like dude. He's a very unimpressive man. But I think what that means in the context of this is you see him just kind of like activate, and like he just gets real close to the ground, and you see him just like shift from like bowled over camp to bowled over camp, just like
just like soundlessly.
Yeah, the old guys just got ninja skills.
And I would also say that it's almost as if there is like something shifting about your coat or the colors of how you kind of what you wear. It blends in to the desert around you. Is you kind of just seem to just become part of the desert for a bit. So yes, I will say that at this point, all of the magic that you want to use for me has to be justified in real world setting. And I will tell you if that changes in any way, shape, or form. But up to this point, you're going to have to justify how you use that magic for me.
I love that because I have a couple of artificer spells, and I always, whenever I play an artificer, I pick spells and I'm like, I can physically justify like the artificer having crafted something to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna have to justify everything up to this point, and I will tell you if that changes in any shape.
But yeah, I will straight up like belly crawl over to the pit to see what that's about.
Okay, so do you when you get within 30 feet of the pit, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy. Oh, I know what my save is for that. I am proficient in it. So that's going to be a 9.
As you watch as Spagg starts kind of belly crawl, like military style crawling towards the pit, you watch as he gets within about 30 feet for it. And his body goes rigor and he stops and you are stunned.
Sick.
Should we approach? Spagg, how you doing there?
Can I respond?
You cannot.
Spagg?
You hear him.
I'm gonna unclip the guards on my guns.
And in the back of your mind, Spagg, you start hearing that burbling noise that the boy started making, that you made him make.
Hass, what do you want to do? I know you like to get up close, so.
So you guys, how far back are you at this point?
I'd be like maybe 50 feet.
Okay, so you're about 20 feet behind him. Okay. Yeah. So you see, you don't, Spagg's back is turned to you and he is down on the ground. You can't really see what's happening at this point.
So there's no, like, we don't see anything other than he just stops moving.
He just stops moving and it's like his body just goes like stock still.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make a bit of a runaround. So I'm going to go out kind of wider, flanking to come up from one side. Ideally picking a path where I have reasonably clear vision amongst all these fallen tents and stuff. I don't know how tall they are. I might be able to see over them.
As you come around, you see what seemed to be waiting that tent around from the one side. You kind of come around on the other side of the pit, and it is this like, it is almost as look as like the tent has been dissolved on one side, like the fabric has not unraveled, but it is like somebody dropped acid on it. It is like a scorch mark, but not from burning.
Okay.
So you come around and that is what you see, and there is this like, everything that has been burned from this has turned into this black kind of sludge that sits on the ground in front of this tent. And as you come around, you see Spagg's eyes wide. And when I use stunning, the eyes are the only thing that can move because they are the things that can give away emotion. Okay. You see him, and how does Spagg look? What is Spagg's eyes doing right now?
Well, if it can see you, it's just fixed on him.
Yeah,
because there's nothing.
At you.
There's nothing that has indicated what has stunned me. It's like I got hit by one of them pufferfish, so it's just like looking at our man Slender Marv and just being like,
okay, I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead, please.
I'm just going to start walking straight towards Spagg. Like, not really looking around either.
Just don't worry, I got you covered.
I just need to go towards Spagg.
As soon as you get probably in line where about Spagg's belly is, I'm going to need you to make
No, sorry, I'm not going to go that close. As I get towards Spagg, I want to poke him, just poke his foot with the back of my axe.
Okay, when she touches you, you can make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, love that. That's a 3.
And you are still stunned, unfortunately. Spagg, you put your kind of the butt of your axe against him, and he is like, he's rigor. He's like stock still. It is like poking a piece of wood.
Is he dead? His heart give out?
He feels maybe dead.
He's because he's facing away from Hass, right?
Yeah.
His eyes are towards me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see the kind of sludged out and melted canvas tent and see kind of the terror in Spagg's eyes. I'm going to stop kind of where I am, raise my bow and knock an arrow. And I'm going to call out to everybody, he's alive, but he ain't no type of right. Watch yourselves now.
Yeah. Grab him by the ankle. Just why don't we pull him towards the camp a little bit? Let's see what's
I'm going to grab both of his, I'm going to put my I'm going to keep my axe in one hand and then grab him with the other hand and pull him a bit.
As you pull him back a bit more away from the pit, your body loosens, Spagg, and you have control of your body.
Oh, that pit's bad. That's a bad pit.
Is this a pit into hell or something?
I don't know. It's a bad pit. I don't know what to tell you. Got me all stuck still.
Yeah, listen. I ain't like a churchgoer or nothing, but I respect the devil when I see it, and this feels like the devil's work to me.
I'm going to bend down and pick up a handful of sand and just toss it into the pit.
Into the pit? Okay, so you're going to have to do a big old toss with that sand because it's 30 feet away, so you can make an athletics
Oh, I thought
check.
we were quite close to the... Anyway,
you can make an athletics check.
I'm going to try.
If you like. Yeah, go for it.
That's a 24.
Yeah, amazing. You for sure. You take up kind of like a the handful of sand that you has contains like a rock, a decent sized one in it, and it fits in your hands, and you kind of wind up and give it an old alley-oop into the pit. And as you do so, you see before this rock gets like it's just over the edge of it, you watch as it is a color of blue that you have never seen before, glowing kind of almost as like, it would almost be like, have you been to the coast ever? Like, has a Hass ever been to the coast?
Oh, no.
At all? No? Okay. You've heard people talk about how fish move in the water.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost as if this creek, whatever is doing, you see for lack of better words, a tentacle flip out from across the hole and put one of its hands on the top of the hole.
What?
I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
What
Oh,
in the
boy.
same hell? I would like to say my guns are not yet out of their holster, but as I roll initiative, I.
Absolutely.
16.
Okay,
Or you haven't asked
amazing.
us yet, but yeah.
No, totally
It's
okay.
the worst roll to roll a natural 20 on.
Although you are the fastest gun in the West. You did say that.
Well, it's a 30.
is
That's
true.
a 30. It's a total of 30.
Okay.
Oh
All right,
my.
so we got Wyatt is a 30. Fastest gun in the West. Makes sense to me.
Someone did say
Okay.
right at the start, they were like, imagine if this guy rolls a natural one for his first initiative roll. And I'm glad it
Absolutely.
happened this way and not the other way, because I would have been real
Absolutely.
embarrassed.
Slender
Like,
Marv,
no.
what do you got?
I got a 12.
Okay, amazing. And Spagg, how are we
8
doing?
for
Okay.
Spagg.
Okay, so you watch as kind of in this moment as Haas throws the rock over, you see how many tentacles we got here. Let me
Good
take a
Lord.
look.
There's a multitude.
Maybe this is the West. You watch.
I mean,
as-
tentacles never really come in ones, do they?
No, certainly
There's never
not.
just like a tentacle attached to a face.
You see 4 tentacles come over the top, and then you see 4 more, and you see almost
Oh, boy.
humanoid-esque beings pull themselves up out of the pit
Oh, dear.
that have 2 tentacle arms and a third coming out from their sides. They walk on 2 legs, and they charge towards all of you. There's
Hell no.
4 of them. What would you like to do, Wyatt?
3 cracks ring out, and one of them rings strangely. The first
Yes.
2 from lucky number 7
Mm-hmm.
and Old Reliable goes like way louder than a handgun like this should make.
Amazing,
so
amazing.
I'm gonna shoot my 3 guns.
It is absolutely yeehaw time. Let's go.
Metal is gonna
Giddy
be lucky number 7, and not metal is gonna be
Perfect.
Old Reliable.
So there's 4 coming out. I will say you can just pick
The
one.
lowest of those was 21.
Amazing. Yeah, they absolutely hit. Please roll the
Sweet.
damage.
Yeah.
Would you like to shoot on the ones on the outside or in the middle? What are we doing here?
Do they seem
kind of all-
attached to anything? Oh, they're people. They're people.
They're like humanoid-ish.
And they're at the edge of the pit.
They've climbed up over the edge of the pit.
Hell yeah!
And they look like they're about to start running towards you because they have legs.
I'm gonna hit one of the middle ones. I'm gonna hit one of the far right ones with my lucky number 7, and I'm gonna hit one of the middle ones with Old Reliable, because Old Reliable, mechanically speaking, is an eldritch cannon. The artillerist and the artificer thing, and so when I hit with this, it knocks people back.
Okay.
So let me
Force ballista.
Yeah, it's force ballista. Sorry, yeah, eldritch cannon force ballista. It
Please.
pushes the target 5 feet away from me.
Amazing.
You can also walk this gun, but we're not going to get into that too much.
And Haas, you're on deck with Slender Marv right behind. In the tank, I believe.
Why have I lost all of my d10s? There we go. I'm going to use my Piercer ability to re-roll one of those per turn.
Absolutely, you do.
Yeah, it's way better. That is 12, and then do the Eldritch Cannons do plus damage? No, just 2d8. So it's the fella in the middle takes 10 points of force damage and is forced back 5 feet.
Okay.
And then the fellow on the right-hand side takes 17 plus 12, so 29 points of piercing damage.
You watch as the one in the middle just gets blown back into the pit behind as it just crawls up over the edge and gets back into the pit. The one on the right takes the hit, almost blowing one of the tentacles off, and you see it fall, kind of flopping on the ground and twitching. The tentacle is still twitching, but you have blown one of its tentacles off, the one on the far right. So for reference, the one in the middle is creature number 3, and the one on the right is creature number 4.
Cool.
So there's 4 of them.
So I blew off a tentacle off the one that I hit with a lot of damage, and the other one I just knocked
Yes.
back a little bit. Cool.
And you knocked it back into the pit because
Sweet.
it was just on the edge of the pit. Fantastic. So
Sick.
there are 3 of them up right now, 1 on the right, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the left. Haas, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go closer to tentacle person number 2.
Okay, the one in the middle. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to rage.
Amazing. What does your
And-
rage look like?
Oh, wow. You like already thought she was big for a woman of this time, but like somehow she just flexes everything at the same time.
Mhm.
And it looks even larger. And the tunic that was
Amazing.
quite like roomy and easy breezy before is quite form-fitting now. Not ripping. She's
But
classy, but
Mhm.
quite form-fitting.
Amazing.
And then she's going to go grab her great axe and try 2 slashes.
Amazing. Roll those
on.
attacks, please.
Okay, so I have advantage.
I'm excited. I was really excited to see what.
If you want a
class-
reckless, you can give yourself
Yeah.
advantage.
No, rage gives me advantage.
No. On
Oh,
athletics
strength
checks. Yeah. Oh, it's strength checks.
No,
you
plus
can
2
get
melee damage.
you can recklessly
My bad.
attack.
I don't want to recklessly attack yet.
Sounds good.
I was excited to see
There's
what
still
Hass's.
4 of them.
I got told what Eric's class is because I was leaning towards the same thing as well, and I was really excited to find out what Hass's class was. But I also really want to know what Spaghetti Man's class is.
His name is Spagg. All right.
Is his last name Eddie though?
Roll to attack.
Is he
my
Spagg
dear.
Eddie?
Look, it's actionable and at the table.
Oh my god,
Spagg
those were
Edward?
both so bad.
Oh no!
But 13 and 12.
Those both hit.
Oh,
Roll
great.
that damage,
Let's
please.
go.
They are
That's great
tentacle
news.
creatures with no armor.
I can't miss these things. I have a plus 11 to hit.
Holy smokes.
Well, I took the archery
Um,
fighting style, so I got a
The
plus 2 to
first
hit
hit
on ranged
is
attacks.
8,
Yeah, 8 points of damage to
plus the
whatever-
plus 2 melee damage, so
Amazing.
10.
10.
And the second one is why can't I mental math? 9.
Okay, so that's 19 all up.
Mhm.
You watch as Haas comes up and just and there is just 2 giant slashes in this creature, and for a second the material that this creature is made of seems to separate, almost like you would see like cutting into like jello. Separates apart and then slaps together. It absolutely hit it and did the damage. It's not like it didn't do as much damage, but
Mhm.
it's like you cut into this thing and it makes its form unstable in some capacity. But yeah, you cleave into this thing. Fantastic.
Happy.
And you'll stay right. So you've used your movement to get up and you've bonus
Mhm.
action rage, your 2 attacks. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Slender Marv, what would you like to do?
All right. So the situation in front of me, what is close by?
You are probably closest to creature number 1, which was on the far left.
Okay. And creature number 1 has yet to be
Has yet to be
accosted.
damaged. Yes.
All right. I would like to continue to kind of skirt so I can get a visual into the pit just to have a quick look and
Okay.
see if there's anything else down there that we should be worried about.
Okay. So they've all come out on the side closest to where your friends are. You've kind of looped around the other side. So their backs are to you. And as you move forward using your movement to look over into the edge of the pit, I'm going to need you to roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay.
Boy.
As your mind tries to comprehend what you're seeing in front of you.
Come on.
You need to, can you manage that?
Uh-oh.
in your
Is
new
Slender
role?
Marv an imaginative man?
I want to make you roll a wisdom or charisma. Yeah, let's say charisma. I'd said it. I'll leave it.
All right. I had already rolled it, so I would have suggested the same.
Mhm.
That will be a 9 for Slender Marv.
In your brain, trying to comprehend what you see inside this pit, it is like you can put all of the pieces. You can, but they don't mesh. And your brain is like, what the fuck am I looking at? And I will say with a 9, I can't tell you what's in the pit because you spend this term taking some psychic damage because your brain hurts as you're trying to look through that.
All right.
You are
Hit me
going
with
to
it.
take You are going to take 8 points of psychic damage, and you feel your nose bleeding.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Am I able to do anything else, or is that the conclusion of my turn?
I will say that that was your movement and your action to look into the pit. So if there's something you'd like to do as a bonus action, I will allow it.
No.
Okay, sounds good. It is now the creature's turn.
Can
Go
I use
ahead.
my bonus action to just kind of scream out while I'm taking this psychic damage? And
Talking
feebly,
for me is always a free action.
okay, and like kind of feebly pointing into the pit as I do so, just
Yeah.
indicating there is something there. I'm scared. I have no idea what this is.
So
I told you the devil's work.
The three of you
And I got
hear
like a hand over my eye.
a cry out from Slender Marv. And Slender Marv, in your head, you're screaming. The rest of you just hear burbling.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
Alright.
screaming, and you can't comprehend what's coming out of your mouth. Your mouth is making sounds
I'm
like
speaking in
language can't
tongues.
make. But you're in your mind, you're screaming. Yes.
That'll be me.
Great. So so we got Spagg is there. Number 1 is going to go after Spagg. It's going to kind of loop around and head after Spagg.
Oh boy.
I don't know if that's going to hit. That's going to be an 11.
It will not.
Okay, so it comes up to you and tries to take slam its body against you, and you manage to sidestep out of the way. Creature number 2 is going to take a swipe at you, Haas. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and it's going to try and just absolutely wreck its body into you. So you are going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to half because you're raging. So just 1 and 2 points of acid damage.
Okay.
If you feel it's kind of this kind of like viscousy form touch you and it burns your skin.
I do have resistance to all damage except psychic.
Oh.
Fair
We
totem
love that
barbarian.
about you. We do.
Really
so yes,
strong.
so your acid damage is also reduced by 1 to half. So that's just
that
1
is-
point.
That is like a dark suggestion, though, that this like Wild West woman is just resistant to all damage except for the psychic type. She's so physically hardy.
I love that. Creature number 3 is going to take its turn to climb back out of the pit, but that will be its entire turn. And creature number 4, the one who got wrecked by Cassidy, is going to loop around, and it is going to start gunning for you, Spagg, because you are in the middle of Wyatt. And it's going to come up and try and flank with its friend who's also trying to hit you. But that is probably also not going to hit with a 12.
That will not hit.
No. So you've got 2 of these creatures on either side of you, Spagg. 1, and then you have 2 now right next to you, Haas, as you are right up on the edge of the pit. Okay, we are down to Spagg. What would you like to do?
Yes.
How we're not supernatural yet. No.
Try me, Sean.
Well,
We've reached that point in the game where I'm going to say, try me.
Well, here's the thing. Spagg has some pretty wild shit like on his character sheet, but I really love this. Oh, okay. I like this. This is fucking great.
Justify your spells.
Yeah.
Love that
You know
song.
what? He's fucking surrounded. Oh god, there's 2 fucking. I just want to say I love this because we are creating a narrative that a mechanic that I didn't know about coming in, and it is informing narrative. And it's like, ooh, I had the idea that the character was this way, and that is still true, but apparently he's also this way. As Spagg, one of the many things that he keeps in his jacket, you see as like these 2 things come swinging at him, he's just fucking dodging out of the way with, again, just a speed that you wouldn't expect from someone as dumpy as Spagg. But you see him reach into his jacket and just a fucking smoke bomb goes off at his feet.
Sick.
And there's just a moment where fucking you just lose sight of Spagg, but then you hear the sound of a eldritch custom 2-barrel long gun go bang, bang, as we hear that eldritch blast.
Eldritch blast.
Yes.
Oh my
As,
god, absolutely.
he
What was the
casts Misty Step.
Tingles. I
Oh.
have tingles.
Misty Step as a smoke cloud is so good.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank
You
you.
absolutely managed to pop yourself 30 feet from wherever as the bang bang of your.
And he's going to do the
pistol.
thing where he's shooting as he's walking backwards. So he's going
100%.
to appear 30 feet back and then like bang, bang.
Perfect.
Oh no, you know what it is? It's bang, bang, click, click, click. Like it's one of those.
Yeah.
We're going to
Wonderful.
take a shot at each of them.
Fantastic. Go ahead. So that
One on the
is-
left is a natural 1.
Okay.
BU.
So you, as you're moving your way backwards, your gun fires kind of just as it's kind of flailing up over its tentacle and just right under its arm.
Whiff, come on, Eldritch. And the other one, I think that's a +8, is going to be a 17, if I'm
Absolutely
not mistaken.
hits. Please. roll
There
that damage.
we go. And that's going to be, excellent. That's going to be 14 points of bullet damage.
Okay. So
go
that one,
bang.
I think number 1 and number 4 are the ones that are on you, and then 2 and 3 are up in Hass's business. So were you firing on the one to your left or the one to your right?
Left was the first one, right was the second.
Perfect. So
Right.
first one misses, and so that
Mhm.
creature looks completely unharmed at this point.
Good for it.
And the other one on the that one, sorry, with damage one more time for me.
It was 14 points of
Perfect.
force
So
damage.
you blow off another tentacle from that one, and it is now left with the one kind of side tentacle on it. Is both of
We
its
finally have a
primary
creature with
tentacles.
just one tentacle.
Just one tentacle. It's got tentacly
Tasteful
legs
side
that it's
tentacle.
walking on. So
Yuck.
yeah, feet-ish tentacles. But yeah, it's just got one tentacle there. And they don't really make noise per se, but it's a wet sound. Is that the only way I can
Cool.
describe
Oh.
it, as the tentacles fall down and hit the ground.
Very
And they
cool.
twitch when they hit the ground.
All right.
Because they and you see the dirt around it kind of just start singeing with acid. Amazing. Anything else you would like to do for
No,
your
that's it. That's
turn?
bonus action movement. We did it all,
Fantastic.
baby.
We are back to the top of the order. Wyatt, you are up. Hass, you are on deck.
So Wyatt kind of plants himself, no longer moving, and he kind of. And with impossible gun speed, I'm going to action surge so that I can shoot so many things.
Yeah, please shoot so many things.
So this
many
time it's going to
times.
be plastic. Is going to be
What fucking multi-class brew did
Yeah.
you create for this one shot?
I just said yes.
5 levels of fighter, 3 levels of artificer.
Okay. all right.
Metal
He
is going to be
justified it as that
reliable.
he's a good gun user,
Sure.
but also can craft and make his own guns. So I was like,
We don't
yeah,
have to
but-
He
justify
fancies
one
himself
shots.
as a bit of a gunsmith.
We get wild.
I
out
also
here in the
realized
West.
I didn't check if any of those last rolls were natural 19s, but I am going to do it this time. Oh, none of them were. I think one of them might have been last time. The lowest of those is a 14.
Okay, those all hit. Please roll.
The arcane cannon is hitting the guy who just got out of the pit.
Great.
I'm gonna be like, nah, son, you go back wherever you belong. And then I'm gonna do Hass's
In the
2
pit.
Yep.
on. I'm gonna do
The one that you're blowing back into the pit was the one next to Haas. Spagg has 2 on him as well.
I'm gonna do I'm doing like a spear. I'm doing those like cinematic like arms
I love it.
outstretched things. I'm gonna do
Fucking
2 into the one next to
pigeons.
Haas, 1 into the one that I've already hit, and then 1 into the other one that hasn't been hit yet.
Okay, sounds good. So you can roll for the one that you're blowing back into the pit first.
Yes.
He just wants to get up out of the pit.
He won't.
Just let him get
I'm
up.
never gonna let him
Nah,
get
fuck
up,
that shit.
Let my
Put him in the
tentacly
pit.
babies up.
That is 8 points of force damage. As
Okay.
again, the gun rings out a little too loud.
And it's blown back into the pit. That's fine. I will just put this as the pit one. This is the
Yeah,
pit. Get
that's-
in the pit.
That one we call old pity. And then this is gonna be okay. So wait, no, I'm gonna do 2 into the one next to Hass.
Great.
So that's I'm gonna re-roll that once per turn as a piercer. I'm gonna re-roll, and that's 5, so that's way better. 11 plus 12, so 23 into the one next to Hass.
Holy bejeebs. You blow off all of the tentacles on that one, and it is only the main body and legs standing next to Hass, and as all of its tentacles drop to the ground. It is
And then-
still standing, but barely.
1 each into the ones that were attacking Spagg. Yeah.
Okay, great. Go for it.
One of which I've already hit. I cannot re-roll those, so that's a little sad. But a 10 into the one that I already hit and a 9 into the one that I haven't.
Okay, so you
mark off
watch
my
as
action surge.
one of the ones that was looking very, very rough next to Spagg, you with your gun just blow a hole right through almost where you would assume its chest is, and it just bursts. Spagg, I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I moved 60 feet back.
You did. So nobody gets hit with the acid grossness. So it kind of explodes into this wet cloud.
Maybe its friend does, who's standing next to it.
It is immune to acid damage. So as a
Well
creature
then.
that gives off acid. And then how much was it 9 into the other one?
9 into the one that I haven't hit.
Okay, sounds good. So that one takes the hit. But is still up.
And as the last, because I'm assuming, like, I have a pistol, but I'm assuming it's like a revolver-esque gun.
Yeah.
As
sure
the
is.
last bullet leaves the chamber of lucky number 7, he spins the open chamber down his belt and almost magically catches a bullet in every chamber and puts it back in. I have a reloading gun, so it's a magical +1 gun that reloads itself, but it's just like he's so quick of hand that
we say yes, and that's wonderful. I love it. Haas,
Yes.
you are up. So you have one that is next to you there, and one is just got knocked back down in the pit.
I will yell out to Haas, be like, watch yourself, these things do explode.
So the one that's right next to me still has tentacles. It's not the completely tentacleless one.
The tentacleless one was standing next
to
Spagg, and that one is down there. No, totally okay.
The one you did describe as getting, the one that I hit with like 23, I think, was the one that was next to Haas.
Great, fantastic. Then no, that one does not have tentacles. Thank you for correcting me on that. Yeah,
so I just have one right next to me now.
You do, and it is a tentacleless one.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the other ones are all in the pit that are still alive?
One got blown back into the pit kind of behind you, and then one is up where Spagg was before. And that one in front, the one up where Spagg was, looks the least hurt out of all of them. The one next to you, of the 3 left standing, looks the most hurt.
Okay. I'm going to do one hit.
Could look hurt.
Yeah, it can. I'm going to do one swing with my great axe on the one next to me.
Amazing.
Maybe like more of like a just right above.
I love that for you. Please roll that attack for me.
I love the stats of a great axe in a wood axe, just like this wood axe being impractically large for like the tool that like the purpose it's designed for, just being this big broad-headed wood cutting axe.
That's a 16.
That absolutely hits. Roll that damage as you take a slice clean straight through the top of where you look like a head is before it, as it kind of separates apart like this.
And then damage is 9 again.
Amazing. And you have one more attack?
One more attack.
Go for it.
Still alive. Cool. That is a 26.
Absolutely hits. Roll that damage.
And then that is a 11.
How do you want to absolutely destroy and wreck this thing? What would you like to do?
I want like an absolute, like I got it on the first one, didn't quite do it, and now I'm going like underneath. Like it's just like it would be like a really bad
straight
whack-a-mole.
lateral up and down.
Yeah, and I just want to cleave it clean in half.
Absolutely. And as it falls in 2, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Or it's like one of those ones where you get the axe, but it only goes about halfway down the woods. You bring the axe back up, and the whole thing comes with it. And you bring it back down.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's much better. Good job.
Just Hass being this massive woman, just like lifting the whole thing up.
Absolutely, for sure. And can you roll that can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yes. I have advantage on saving throws right now. Or is that just strength saving throws?
That is also on dex
dexterity
saving throws.
Yes, because this is from danger sense.
Danger sense.
So that is a 19.
Absolutely.
No, 18.
So you manage to kind of dodge yourself out of the way and use your shawl to kind of shield yourself from the acid coming towards you. And you just destroy that thing. Well done. Slender Marv, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, what is the effect of this unknown thing that I have gazed upon currently before I get into anything?
So do you continue to try to look what is in the pit?
No, given that my nose is bleeding and I feel like I have the worst ice cream headache known to man,
Yeah.
I would be backpedaling away from that momentarily,
Yeah,
probably
as you
good
back
15
away,
to 20 feet.
as you back away from the pit, your sense comes back to you, and you're able to attack and act as normal.
All right, well then I will bring my bow up. I will scream at everybody, do not look into that pit. And I will loose 2 arrows on whichever one is closest to me, which I believe is the one near Spagg.
Yeah, that one. No, that one will actually be the one. You know what? As of this point, because it's their turn next, you can see the back of the one that is climbing out of the pit. That is climbing back up to where Haas was. So that's probably the one that's closest to you.
All right, I will fire a shot off at that with my longbow.
Keep it in the pit.
Don't let it get out of that pit now.
Don't let him get out of that pit now.
You keep that in the pit.
Yeah, you keep that boy in the pit now.
I'm getting real like, oh brother, where art thou? Do not seek the treasure.
Do not seek the
So it's
treasure.
a 13 on that first one.
That hits, yes.
All right, and that will be.
Tim liked that one.
Was that Tim reacting to your joke in Twitch time?
Yes.
Amazing.
cute.
That's so good.
So that is going to
We
be
love
an
you, Tim.
8 on the damage, plus I am a Hunter Ranger with the Colossus Slayer trait.
Hell yeah.
So that will throw another D8 on that.
Please do so.
Because
Throw
it is
them
injured.
D8s.
I'm gonna have to get out real dice. This is far too slow.
Do you want me to roll it for you?
There it is. That would be another 8.
Oh, amazing. So what's that all at?
Damn.
So 16 total on that.
Yowza. So you watch as the arrow that you loose goes like straight through it and bores a hole. Almost like if it had been an actual person, you would have like pinned this creature to the inside of the pit. But in its kind of like semi like wet form. Tim, you see that that form, it manages to move up and through it, taking that extra damage from the kind of like ferocity of your arrow as it continues to try and clamber up on the outside of the pit.
All right, so it's still alive to the extent that I can see it's moving.
Yes.
Then I will fire another arrow
Please
into
do
it.
so. Kill my tentacle babies.
We're some dangerous folks out here.
I told you we take care of business.
Yeah.
I love these characters, all of them.
Eldritch Blast is a shotgun.
This is great.
It just settled in a little. I've been regulating, but like that's chef's kiss.
I got tingles when you said that.
That's
Thank
really
you.
good.
I think I
That's a
caught where
13
you
to
were.
hit there,
A 13 does hit.
and that will.
I was
be-
I was hoping that was where you were going because I did know your class, which is why I wanted to riff on the dritches. But
It's going to
very
be-
very happy.
another 4
Oh.
plus 4, so that is another 8 damage there.
You
Nothing if
watch-
not consistent.
Did you just get the
friends.
joke, Adam?
Was his name Elway Dritch?
No, his name is Lionel Dritch. Eldritch.
Oh, Eldritch.
So you watch as that other
Amazing.
arrow again almost pins it like where its neck would be, kind of trying to come out of the pit, and if it was actually a humanoid, you likely would have pinned it to it, but it moves up and through and is just about to clamber to get its way out of the pit, but it is looking very rough. So there is that one has now climbed up out and next to Haas, so it's going to try and take an attack on Haas. Not
Got
with
out
a
of the damn
7.
pit. Yeah, suck
No,
it.
so
Hell
it just
no.
tries to slam it. It's now like kind of shifting form towards you, but misses because of your just imposing badassery. And then there's another one that looks the relatively unharmed one that was trying to get to Spagg. It is going to run towards you, Spagg, because you were its target originally.
What's its speed at?
30 feet.
It can get halfway.
Oh, that's right. You were
Just
60
even
feet
misty
back.
stepped and then ran.
That's true. So it gets halfway towards you, and it starts trying to make moves in its
I'm
direction.
gonna do a bit of a teacher homework moment. You did when you first described it, say that they ran to Spagg because Spagg was midway between Wyatt, like Spagg was in between them and Wyatt.
Mm.
Wyatt is probably far closer to this guy than Spagg is.
And it chose to go after the
Okay,
person it
cool,
go
cool,
after.
cool. I just
Mhm.
wanted to-
So yeah, it saw Spagg and was like, yes. And
That's
it
where
also
that's where Wyatt
Spagg
wants
was
to
the
be.
one that got stunned. So it is trying to go towards
Oh,
Spagg.
Interesting.
So yeah, it tries to go towards you, and that is their turn. Spagg, it is now your turn.
Yeah, just fucking clink, clink, clink. Eldritch blast, bang, bang.
Amazing, go for it.
We're gonna start with that.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
one
we're gonna
I
save.
feel so dumb that what was that, like 2 hours into this, that joke settled into my brain.
Just you fucking wait, dude. Oh my character is just one big long con. 15 and 19.
Both of those hit. Roll your damage.
Eldritch blast.
I'm excited to see what patron. That's Spagg.
$16. Bang, bang.
Amazing. Is that for both attacks all out?
That is force damage all in.
Amazing. So yeah, you absolutely clock this thing, knocking off another one of its tentacles. It is not looking great.
Are there any trees around?
No.
No?
Not for like a while. You're kind of out in the middle of an open clearing space.
It's just one big open clearing?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can see the horses from here. Yeah, Spags go bang bang. Pretty sure he got it and oh fuck. And then like chuck it another 30 feet back as he sees it's coming for him.
Great. Okay, Wyatt, you are up.
I'm gonna take.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wyatt, you're up. Sorry.
I'm gonna take one lucky number 7 shot at the one that's going after Spagg, one old reliable shot at the one on the pit, and we'll see where that lands. And I'll take my second lucky number 7 shot.
Oh my gosh, how
that.
much did...
Wait, what?
Is that Papa Carlson out there? Papa Carlson, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Holy moly, $100. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. You're so kind.
So generous.
So generous. Oh, we love that. Okay, roll me that. Did you roll to attack?
I don't know if this is a typo, but Tim did say it's either Grandpa Tony, but I did read it as Grandpatony.
That's
is Grand Pantony in the
it's Grand Pantony? Grand Pantony.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, Grand Pantony.
He's a legend
Fucking
of the
shout out to
West.
Grand Pantony. I hope Lesser Pantony's doing okay.
We are back at 48 hours. We are
Holy
back
bananas.
to where we started on Sunday. So we are getting to 10:20 on Thursday.
That's
Nice.
amazing. We're gonna get werewolf, and we're
No.
gonna get Saren and Chubb.
We're gonna get Sarah and Chubb.
We get my first step. You get to watch me and Tim play our first ever D&D characters ever. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
With Trey.
With
it's gonna be
Trey.
so
Trey's
fun.
going in.
I've heard so much about Trey.
So I'm
Trey's such
putting
a treat.
that shithead back in the pit because that is where he belongs.
Absolutely, please put him in the pit.
Oh, you know how
Put my tentacle baby in the pit. Do it.
I rolled 2 different numbers.
Yes.
I rolled a natural 19 on lucky number 7.
Hello.
And I rolled a natural 20
Hey.
on old reliable. So
with-
both crit.
With the minimum of the damage you can do, I am going to ask
It's
you,
so much.
how the fuck do you want to kill these tentacle babies? What are you going to do?
I look, and because like at this point they've kind of angled themselves that it's like a perfect T pose, and I kind of I'm like, heart of the cards, and without looking, just shoot like directly away from myself and just dome them both, knocking one back into the pit and just like through the back of the head. I'm like, you never turn your back on a combatant, partner.
When you
Does
double
Wyatt
crit, that is a
Cassidy
grandpa Tony.
duel? Like, does he fuck with Yu-Gi-Oh? Like a fucking heart of the cards?
No, he's a gambler, but yeah, he duels all the time. You
just sent these motherfuckers to the Shadow Realm, dude.
Hell yeah, especially with old
You
Lyle.
believed in the heart of the cards,
A
and you
Western-
improbably.
I would say if there's any
defeated-
anime out there that's like close to a Western but not, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! That's close. No, I'm just kidding.
Tim just said, when you double crit, that's a Grand Pantony.
Yes, so you absolutely completely blow these creatures just clean away, and they fall to the ground. And I would say because they're the one next to Haas went back into the pit, you don't have to take the dexterity throw because it just starts burning away down into the pit. We are out of initiative at this point, as all of the tentacle creatures.
I'm just because I have Piercer, I am gonna roll that damage just for my
Yeah,
own
please do it.
edification.
Indulge yourself.
Because it is so
I
much damage.
I understand.
Hass is not yet out of rage.
No.
He's gonna look around, see that there's nothing left to kill, and
Yes.
just go to the nearest tent and just
Also,
Go
oh
on.
my gosh, Tina,
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
another 100?
holy bananas! You
17 points
guys.
of force damage to one, and then 25, 31
Okay.
from one shot from the other one. As a piercer, you get to add an extra dice to the damage when you crit, which is why being a champion is real fun.
Amazing. So Haas, you go and you
Yeah.
just start swinging towards a tent.
I just start just hacking down the tent because like I need to calm down and I'm like still
Okay.
like full like
Oh
I'm
no,
just like
oh no, Haas.
Mechanically
Work it
speaking,
out.
those all count as attacks, so you can just keep doing that till
Continue
the end of
raging.
your rage.
Full minute.
So for
We
the
learned
next
that. We
minute.
learned that last night in Raging Bulls when Sir Ronnie Slick ran through every building, making an attack to
Yes.
keep his rage up.
So
great.
as you're kind of hacking away at basically any of these tents or any of this stuff around you, you turn over one of the tents and you are going to have to make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh dear.
Oh, natural 20.
Amazing.
Hell
So
yeah.
Hass
It-
knows who she is.
for sure. So it's as you're starting to swing through that it's almost like in the moment that you kind of break out of your rage, you actually see what is going on. And on the inside of this tent is, what languages do you speak?
Common and draconic.
No, this is a language you have never seen before. It is like it hurts your brain to try and parse together that this is a language. Like, what is this? Is it scribbles? Is it writing? Is it music? Like, what is happening as you like try and parse together? It is on the inside of the tent and it looks to be written in blood.
I like to think that we have to justify each language that we speak as a because this is the real world. This is Earth, like as a real world Earth language. Being like, I speak Sylvan. One of the ones I speak for Sylvan. So for some reason, Wyatt Cassidy is fluent in Gaelic. Like,
I love it. But yeah, your brain hurts, but you keep yourself together.
Okay.
But we are out of
And-
initiative. What would you guys? What would you all like to do? Oh, was there another question that you had? Go ahead.
Sorry, and all I can tell is that it's just a language that I don't understand and it
Yeah.
hurts my brain.
It hurts your brain to even
Okay.
try and, but you understand that this is a language and you can absolutely make out that it was written in blood
Okay.
Becca, what language is Dragonborn?
or like draconic.
Mhm.
What language do you,
what
what like
language
real
is-
world equivalent?
Is
what-
Oh.
Draconic?
Oh.
What do the dragons speak?
I feel like it's like old Russian.
Yeah. I was leaning
I
towards like some
love that.
Germanic as well. Yeah, definitely like
Hmm.
European.
like
Absolutely.
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Old
yeah.
version. Yeah.
Dope,
we
dope,
love
dope,
that.
dope.
We love that.
I also speak
yeah.
Infernal, and as a little nod to M's hard work and Neppy, for some reason Wyatt speaks Arabic because
Amazing.
you use the letters to.
Actually,
It's a little reference
most
to-
of the stuff that I take for Neppy's language is in fact Turkish.
Oh, then
so-
that's what
yeah.
I speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurts your brain hole. But you know that it's a language and it's written in blood.
Okay.
So what would y'all like to do?
I would like to look at these folks to see if they were like folks ever, or like maybe they got a little bit of the devil in them. But
So what you can see, let me see if I can find a little picture for you of what they look like.
Boy, it's gonna be gross.
Boy, howdy, do
Mhm.
I ever.
Every time they show you a picture, it's gross.
These ones
Every
don't the ones that you had didn't have a sword and shield, but that is what they looked like.
oh, they're little oozes.
The little amiibos.
I was looking at those for Flurry of Bros. You were muted.
I didn't hear any of
got
that.
cut
Oh,
off.
you didn't?
whispered
Oh,
too
I
successfully.
whispered too successfully. You know I love ooze. you
Yeah,
guys.
oozes is so good.
Oozes have a special place in my heart. But yeah, it looks like an ooze creature of some description. But to you all normal human folk out here in
Yeah.
the West, it looks like a gelatinous substance that has been pressed together in the form of a person that walked and attacked you and
But
hurt you.
I don't find any like trinkets or accoutrement that might suggest that these were people that were turned into a goo.
No.
Okay, that's
No.
good.
I
would've
would
felt
love
bad.
to look around this mining camp for dynamite or any kind of blasting charges
Amazing.
or anything of that nature.
Okay. You can roll me an investigation check, please.
Come
I would.
on.
Could I give him the
Come
help
on,
check on that?
Spagg.
Yeah. Do you have a
I have proficiency in investigation.
You
yeah.
can absolutely roll that advantage, Stag.
And Spagg will sort of just touch himself on the chest, be like, Spagg, you got this. Forget about it. Let's do it. And I'm gonna guide myself.
There it is.
Amazing.
So long, such a long con.
You made Tim guffaw in the background.
That's all we ever want to do. It's a 19 for Spagg.
Perfect. So you're walking through, and in another one of these tents, you find a crate that says, caution explosives on the front, but it is sealed. It looks perfectly like as it should. No, none of it is taken. There's not like an abundance. You don't see and with that, you don't see that there were like extra crates there before that are now missing.
It's not specially sealed. It's not gonna be a problem to open this up and get some of that sweet dynamite, is it?
No.
I'd love to do that.
What you're saying is that like it doesn't seem like any dynamite has been taken from this camp.
Yes,
I see,
that's what
I
I'm
see,
saying.
I see.
I'd love to take some of this dynamite. I say, that hole is evil. I'm not about to look in it, but I've got one solution for it. And I hold up the dynamite to suggest dynamiting the hole.
I like it.
Slender Marv kind of comes around from the back, rejoining the group. He's kind of wiping his nose like this, just wiping the blood off on his burlap poncho.
Oh,
I
please
think
tell
that
me he's got an undershirt.
Yeah.
He's got something under that, right?
He's wearing a linen shirt underneath. Just
Thank
simple.
fuck the chafing.
I had to
on
wear burlap
burlap.
for a musical, and it was
Yeah.
fucking nightmarish.
All the theater kids know at some point you're going to have to wear burlap. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm glad he's wearing an undershirt.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm back in character. Oh, yeah. What are you going to do there, Merv?
I think that is a fine idea, Spagg.
I wouldn't mind putting a little peek down there, but maybe like, well, no, I think my suggestion would be like, by the looks of what happened with Spagg, he got all steel and stuff. Maybe tie a rope around my waist. If I get a little wobbly, you can yank me back in.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think-
we just had another donation. I
Holy
think. I'm just waiting for it to come by on the ticker.
Moly. Yeah, we're oh my god, hold that.
Hey.
We're up to
Are we up to-
53 hours. That was a big one.
Whoa, who was it?
We're so early into the rotation, it's hard to tell.
I know. I'm waiting for
Thank
it to
you
come.
so much to whoever that was. If someone, Kay, I think I saw you said thank you.
Okay, who was it? Can
Oh
you
no,
put
no,
it
it's
in the
coming.
chat?
It's coming. Here it is.
It's coming.
Oh,
It's
here we
just
go,
the-
here we
it's
go,
at
here
the
we go,
Drum
here we go.
roll.
That's a mouse drum roll.
Oh, I have it. I can get it.
Verbally drum roll, please.
Haggis Buns, holy moly. Thank you for the $250.
Oh my gosh, thank
You
you. friend.
lunatic. Thank you. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
We
For-
love you so much.
So, like, I just want to say that, like, our main goal, we've already achieved it. The animated intro, y'all are
Yeah.
getting that.
Oh yeah.
The
what do
next big thing that we're working towards, we have our minor goals along the way is, and this is like, this was like we're going to put it on the list. We don't think we're actually going to get it, but like our fucking dream for this studio, we've been enjoying playing over
Yeah.
Zoom, but we want to get back in person, and we are slowly working towards having an in-person studio space. And that is, I forget how much the stretch goal is.
10,000.
10.
Oh my god. Okay.
But you'll
Well,
see-
you're all
you'll see
doing
more-
great.
To like those of you who look at this and you see that we are aiming for a total, like our cap, essentially not a cap, but like the highest thing that we have put in is $15,000. If we raise $15,000 at $10,000, Sean, as you were saying, we'll have a live studio and we're gonna get some really dope
That gives
content.
us all the bells and
Yeah, it
whistles
gives
for
us
the
all the
studio
bells
that
and
we
whistles.
really, really want with
But
all
it-
the equipment.
$15,000, we will be doing a live
Live show.
show in
multiple live
Vancouver,
shows
or
with that much
multiple
money, my
potentially,
gosh.
yeah. But
Um,
that is what you're aiming for. But yeah, thank you so much. You've gotten us really close to our one shot. No, you haven't.
yeah, it's over
I'm
the
sorry.
one shot. So that's a magnificent, marvelous mansion one shot.
Tim, start planning that wacky wild one shot.
Well,
where we
Wellsum one shot.
that Velsum one shot. We are gonna the next one's very exciting.
What's the next
At
stretch goal? Adam?
$4,500, we have monthly scheduled sessions of the Rage Saga, which will be.
Oh my baby,
We will
Jersey.
have Your Soul,
Ronnie,
Raging
holy
Bulls
mother.
last night. We'll have Rage Against the Machine coming up soon. in this week, and we'll be
We're talking
having
about Hell
monthly-
Ragers, the Raging Sea,
Raging Seas.
Road Rage. There's a lot of bull and nothing, no
Yeah.
bull, which I don't know what that one is, but we come
Yeah.
up with a lot of puns.
Rage
We got
Fright.
one shot. Rage Fright, yeah.
I have a
All the
list.
world's a rage, and we are merely players.
Oh wow! Thank you all so
You
much
could
for
go
getting
so
us over
far
this
with that
hump of
one.
a
That was
struggle.
really
I'm so this community. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so you all want to look in this creepy?
I put a
creepy
rope
pit?
around
I
him.
want-
Yeah.
I do not want to look in there again.
Just the words made my brain hurt. I will not be looking.
Good fuck,
Yeah.
that's so good. Rock of Rages is going on the list.
Rock of Rages is
Very
good.
good.
Oh,
If
that's
y'all
really
have any
good.
more rage puns, throw them
slap
up.
them
them
up in the
in, slap
chat.
them in.
We're not proud. We'll take it
so
anywhere
I'll,
we can get.
I'll put a rope around my waist. I'm gonna get to the edge of this pit. I'm gonna
Rage puns, bull puns, cow puns, minotaur puns.
Roll me a charisma saving throw, please, as you try and comprehend what is
Charisma.
in the pit.
Just more spells that are different spells because one letter has changed is also puns I'm into. Those were great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I would also like to say I think 2 people donated $250 during autocorrect Arcane Academy, and 1 person has donated $250 during this one. Becca, I think we need to get you in more because there's like a lucky charm there or something.
It's not luck. It's called skill.
Absolutely.
Rage of Empires, amazing.
Ooh, that's
Rage of Empires.
That's
Oh!
really good.
That's like a Game of Thrones political entry. Like
That's like level like
that's
19.
that's like
Yeah.
that's the elevated campaign name.
yeah.
what it is.
That is a 14 total.
14 total to do what? Sorry, what?
Look
To
at the pit.
not get mushed up by this pit in my brain.
So,
Who's holding onto the rope?
Yeah, great question.
There you go.
Haas. Okay. And Haas, what did you roll as your charisma check when you do you remember when you looked at
It was
the
a
writing?
natural 20.
It was a natural 20. Okay.
And it still hurt my brain.
Still hurt your brain. Didn't do damage to you.
No.
But you were able to tell that it was a language. Okay. So as you look into the pit, you're able to keep a sense of yourself as you do so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let you make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 17.
Oh.
Okay. So you take a little leansies over to the edge of the pit and you take a look down, and it is not just a pit. It's a crater. So you watch as something, an impact crater, something has landed down and down. As you look around now, you can kind of put it together that there is kind of rock and debris everywhere. Something hit this ground hard. This pit is about 6.5 feet deep. It went pretty hard into the ground. It's about, the pit all around is about, I'm going to say 15 feet in diameter. And at the bottom of it, it looks as if there was like a liquid-like substance that has been splayed up the walls. And it was almost like it was cooked or instantly solidified on the edges of the bottom of this pit. There is nothing else in it.
Okay.
But it hurts your brain, and you're just like, something impacted here. It was a liquid, and then now it's a solid, and those creatures came out. There's the writing that Haas saw. This is not of this world.
I told you, Satan. I'm gonna start walking back to them, and I don't see any like holes that might suggest mine shafts that this thing collapsed onto.
I'm also gonna say, for the sake of expediency, because I don't want to keep you guys here all night, I would love to. Let's see. Let me see. With that, you see probably about 200 feet off the way is like, there's an entrance to the cliff face or like the rock mesa's face that is near you. You know, the actual full mine with the cave in is a day or two ride, or not a day or two ride, but it's like another half day's ride. But there is a bit of an entrance next to the hello kitty next
That's what
to
it looks like
Boneless's
when
face.
Niptits shows up.
That is 100% what it looks like.
This
Fading
is
in and out
Widget,
of
Hi, Widget.
aka the Squidge.
Miss Squidge.
Widget the Squidge.
So yeah, there is an opening to the kind of what like it looks like some of the rock has kind of been caved away there. But you know that the actual mine is probably a day ride. If you would like to make your way to the mine today, I would say you can make it there, but you would have to camp there overnight because it'll be dusk or it'll be nightfall by the time you get to the mine.
Just gonna take a quick screen grab because those are some really good suggestions, and I'm gonna walk back and be like, "Yeah, toss it in. That ain't good."
Right? Evan, it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, and I hand everybody their own, like, 3 sticks of dynamite strapped together. And all right, light them up on 3. 1, 2, 3, toss them in. He just books it.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. But you do manage to get away and just everything collapses around and you watch as the tents kind of fall and compact in on itself and the mining camp is no more.
I know. Sorry, I just need to address this. I know that he's in the living room with you.
Yes.
But could you just quickly, and he's going to hear this anyway, but could you just quickly say to Tim that the Revengers to the Rage of Bultron is fucking inspired and will be making it in, and I'm writing that down as like that's the big bad. Like Bultron is going to come
the Rage
in.
of Bultron.
That's fucking amazing.
My husband is very funny.
Incredible.
He's a very funny man. So
Gnocchi.
Yes.
Gnocchi.
Carry on.
About 5 minutes later of you hollering for your horses, they return to you unscathed and unharmed. Would you like to head over to the mine, another half day's ride, and you'll get there at nightfall, or would you like to return back to the town?
Importantly, Alison Bainbridge went missing near the camp or near the mines?
She went missing near the camp.
I gotta do a quick sweep, try to figure out where this girl's gone. If y'all are okay with that.
I feel like maybe hitting the camp at nighttime, given the spooky fucking unholy shit we just saw, ain't the best idea. Maybe we take a look around, put in a few more hours, but make camp.
Before
we get there.
Don't want to make camp here. Absolutely
don't want to make camp here. Don't want to
No.
make camp there.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Like a quarter day's ride.
Can I make an investigation check?
Absolutely.
I will assist.
With advantage.
And I put my hand on him. I say, "You got this.
Specifically
Forget about it."
for
And you've got guidance.
With guidance.
Yeah. Oh, with guidance?
Yeah.
This is going to be a number, y'all. Come on.
I'm gonna go pee so quick.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on.
Do we need a bio break?
We're on the clock.
Yeah,
We're on the clock.
I can roll a break screen.
I'll be back.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll a break screen.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna take
so a 30, and that's where we're gonna take a quick break.
Cool. We're gonna take a super
y'all
quick break.
don't go anywhere. We love you all very much.
We'll see you very quickly.
Bye.
We'll all pee and we can compare notes when we get back.
Bye.
Oh,
We did miss that joke. I'm so sorry. I did
It's
forget
fine.
to unmute us.
Someone cast silence on Blackwater. That's absolutely true. I said my hat is off. We're getting serious. That 30 investigation check. So as you try to put together what has happened up here, and you have blown the weird, creepy pit hole to smithereens, you're looking around the remnants of the camp for any type of clues about potentially. You're looking specifically for stuff about Alison Bainbridge.
Yeah, like very specifically looking for tracks or clues.
You find with a 30, you find it's hard to catch at first, but you see a pair of footprints, a bit smaller than a man's work boot. They look to be in the shape of what would be women's shoes. Kind of carry a little bit out of camp, and then they take an abrupt turn up the hill towards where the mine would be, kind of up towards the mesa. And then it's all of a sudden the feet stop, and it turns into two parallel lines. And with what you can put together, you can assume that something started to drag her.
Oh shit!
It looks like the heels of shoes.
And
that was 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit!
Doesn't rain out here very much, but and the tracks go on for a little bit, and they seem to lead up the hill towards the mine. But again, that was 3 weeks ago.
Towards the mine, though.
Yes.
Listen, I'm all for going back to town. If we want to report what's going on here, I know folks got stuff they want to get done.
No, we go.
I think Allison's been taken up to the up to the mines.
Then I think we go to the mine, right?
To the mine.
Would you like to take a short rest or anything whilst you're here? Watering your horses or all that kind of stuff?
I might suggest we'd like to move on a little bit before taking a breather.
Come on, Yoki, get.
So
I feel like the longer we go, the more like I'm more gruff. Wyatt needs to be talking up here. I need to be getting back into. He's not that gruff.
And as you're walking away,
Yeah, because Spagg's quite down here. I feel like that's kind of Spagg's thing. You can't get down here.
I can't get down there. I gotta be up here.
Yeah,
you know?
you gotta be country tenor. He's country bass.
Exactly.
You'll hop on your horses. You hop on your horses and you drive. And as you're just about out of sight, kind of rounding the turn towards you up at the mine, Marv and Spagg, you hear the burbling again in the back of your mind. And it's a little bit louder than it was before. Kind of
Marv's gonna kind of hold up his horse, rein the horse in, and large Marv, and stop and just listen for a moment to that sound inside his head, and then kind of look over at Spagg. And I'd like to walk my horse back a little bit, whether that's, I don't know, the mechanics of horses, if they walk backwards or not, quite frankly, but I'll turn it around and see if I can
go forward like a great white shark.
Okay, it's like squirrels.
Absolutely
just always...
untrue.
It's canon now. And see if I can find kind of a threshold where that starts to tickle the back of my mind.
Well,
and
like
if I could...
where it's almost as like you didn't notice it.
Okay.
As you were walking away through the camp, but now it started kind of here as like a feeling on the back of your neck, and it's just kind of crept in, and now you can hear it.
All right. Can I look around and see if there's anything out of place in the vicinity that might be connected to what was happening before?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check if you like.
How close are we to the mine here?
Maybe about 4 hours.
Okay.
I'd say it's probably about 1 in the afternoon, and you're gonna hit that around dinner time.
Got it.
That's gonna be a 10.
No.
And there aren't any like rivers nearby or anything.
No.
Cool.
No. At least not. I mean, it might have been a long time ago, but they're dried.
Cool.
Or they might be in the rainy season, but nope. So do you keep going, or did you want to stop for a rest?
I'll just mention something starting to bubble up in the back of my mind here. Gives me a bad feeling, but it's quiet still.
We'll post up a watch, and is it just you that I don't feel anything? How you feeling, Hass?
Feel fine.
Feeling good, Spagg? You feeling good?
What? If we're taking a spell, I could use a drink. Yeah.
All right, maybe Hass. Maybe you take watch with one of them. I'll take watch with the other. Keep our hands kind of ready just in case. I don't assume nothing, but if y'all start screaming like that boy back in the saloon, that's gonna draw some unwanted attention. Y'all don't mind if if either myself or Hass kind of need to put you to sleep, maybe a little more aggressively if that does happen? Is that
The fuck are you talking about? You fucking threaten me?
No, just giving you a little conk over the head, you know? If you start screaming
That's
like that.
called a concussion.
Yes.
You don't go to sleep after a concussion.
Well, no, you just go into
That's
unconsciousness, but yeah, okay,
No,
I
that's
see what you're
very
saying.
bad for your neural pathways.
Spagg, you seem to know a lot about. That's wild.
I've given a lot of doctors concussions. They did sleep afterwards. They were less effective doctors, but they could explain in detail what I did to them.
Wow. All right. Well, okay.
I promised I'd make it up to them by
we-
delivering their sheep. Guess how that went?
What have we gagged?
This has been a hell of a season for Spagg.
I just want to deal with the fact that you might start screaming like that boy in the saloon. So can we gag you? Can we how do we stop you from doing
The
that?
fuck are you talking about gagging me? Tell you what, how about if I start screaming, there's probably good reason and you listen to me.
All right, jeez, all right.
I ain't some fucking 14-year-old with a pickaxe.
So you start
Eldritch
rest.
Wow. Which is how he curses.
I'm so here for it. So you expend your short rest, and it goes without any problem. Marv and Spagg, when you take a second to rest, it does seem to the burbling seems to quiet, but it doesn't seem to go away.
So this is just
kinda
like
there.
extra cursed tinnitus.
Yeah. Like verbally language tinnitus that's just in your brain noodle all the time. It's quieter than it was when you were just leaving the encampment, but it's there. So
What
you go
time
ahead.
does the sun set here?
Sun has been setting this time probably at around 6:30 or 7.
All right, let's
you'll make it
get on out of here.
Get on out of here. At this rate, if you take your horses decently at a quickish pace, you will take them. You'll be able to get there probably at about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So you do so. And you follow the kind of map that's laid out straight on up to the mines, and you get there. You head on in to the mine is open in front of you. What would you like to do?
I just asked quickly on the way up, was it like that weird eerie silence similar to when we approached the camp, kind of the whole way, not hearing birds or...
If it makes sense, it got more silent the closer you got to the mine.
Yikes. Creepy.
Okay.
It's almost as if
Good
it's
to know.
almost as if the sound of your hooves of your horses started dampening.
Outside this mine,
Yes.
are there any like water silos? Like I know that like certain like mining equipment would use water. I would love to water the horses then.
Absolutely, you can. There is a trough. There are hitching posts, and is a trough there. You could tell that there's cart tracks there. It's very clear that there's
Does the
horses
water
and
seem
carts.
clean?
Yeah, how's that
Yeah, is it
trough
clean?
look? I'd love to fill the trough and I'd hold the horses off for a second. How's the trough look?
You can go and make either a nature or medicine check. Your choice.
Can we say that I was being pretty diligent following those tracks as far as I could?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
wanna...
I assumed so.
Yeah,
with your 30 investigation, you absolutely followed the track all the way.
So natural 19 with +7 and a 4 from the guidance. We love it.
Natural 1 from Spagg on that nature check. Water looks good to me.
Water looks great.
Okay, here's what Spagg's
really
gonna do.
This water is fine.
Hearing this burble, less than so, but still in my head. Just give me 1 second. And filling the trough, Spagg is just gonna crawl inside it and just fucking submerge himself in this very clean water. And I just want to, just 1 second. I hold my breath and I just want to like focus on the burbling in my head. And a funny thing about Spagg has always had just a certain kind of clarity that comes to him when he's in the water. And that is to say, just the fun thing about my person has, when I am fully submerged, any creature that is also submerged can understand my speech and I can understand theirs. So I don't know how that reflects this, but I would like to focus on the burbling to see if this meditative state that I find myself in the water clarifies this brainworm.
That is wild. Oh, Tim.
That was awesome.
Tim has said a wet spaghetti.
You're a wet spaghetti. Oh my gosh, Sean.
Al dente.
This is a gift. You have given me a gift. I just want to let you know this right now.
I feel like Spagg. Like so.
I'm just gonna look at everybody else. Just go. He does enjoy himself an odd bath from time to time. This is not abnormal. It is abnormal,
Yeah,
but
it's a little abnormal.
It's not abnormal for Spagg. So
yeah, okay.
He'll be fine, and he'll just be grumpy because he's wet after. That's
okay.
You go ahead, Hass.
No. Go for it.
No, pile it on.
Please
Talk
pile it
shit
on.
about Spagg while he's underwater.
While he's underwater.
I just don't understand why he seems to think that it's normal. Surely he should have said something before going into.
Yeah, it was the silent, just like entrance into the water, and just like really no apropos of nothing. It was kind of.
Yeah.
I gave you the 1 finger, or maybe that was off camera. I did. It doesn't matter. We can't control how we're perceived.
Would you like to know what you hear?
I would love that.
So as you calm your mind and calm your body, and almost it's like being in the water allows you a sense of just serenity that you don't get out in the desert. Everything goes, you hear the sloshing of the water against the inside of this kind of aluminum container. And it's almost as if kind of that mindfulness takes over and that noise just falls away. You start hearing your heartbeat inside your head, as sometimes you do when you're underwater. And then when that noise falls away. And it pushes back even further underneath until you can focus on the burble. And you hear, "Be at peace. Lose your bones. Be one with the Shoth. Be at peace. Lose your bones. Be at one with the Shoth. Be at peace. Lose your bones." And it just repeats.
With the Shoth?
The Shoth.
I think real hard just to see if there's any back and forth. Lose my bones?
It stops mid-sentence.
I'm pretty peaceful now. Between you and me, I've always been indifferent towards my bones.
You will never achieve peace with those bones in your body.
Well, tell me about this Shoth fellow. If he can rid me of these problematic bones and get me that good wiggly piece, well, I could be amenable to that.
We bring you no ill will. We come only to grant you peace. Those willing to give themselves to the Shoth and to go down, down, down into the Zolve
Lose your bones and be one with us.
I'm gonna come out of the bucket.
Can Spagg breathe underwater?
You don't know.
Well, no, because like, how long was Spagg? Was Spagg underwater for a concerning amount of time?
Probably.
Is he dead again? Like,
I'd say it would probably been about 2.5 minutes.
God damn, this man can hold his breath.
Bag just emerges.
And
Powerful
as you
lungs.
break that conversation, you just start, the voice gets a little bit louder and goes, be at peace, lose your bones, be one with, and you break the surface.
I'm gonna stick my head back in the thing. I need to wait. I go 1 second. I gotta finish this. I go back down. I say, look, if I gotta be part of the no bone patrol, I gotta be with the Shoth that apparently is down in the Zolve. So like, why are you giving me shit? Come on now. And I get out the bucket. I hang
Doesn't
up
get
on
a
her.
chance to get.
Yeah, I'm not interested. All right, y'all, here's the deal.
You have a good nap, or
No. I had a moment. Either I'm going insane or one of them squiggly fellows with the arms left a present in my head. They're coming for our bones. They want us to be at peace. And they want us to meet Mr. Shoth, who lives down in the Zolve. That's about what I got. So
none of
You wanna
that sounds like.
Oh, it sounds nothing. This is
As
like
you
garbledy-gook to all of you.
as you say they want your bones, I like clutch my necklaces with the teeth and claws, like clutching pearls, like
yeah, they're coming for your bones. Well, they were offering. They were saying, be at peace, lose your bones, be one with the the sauce, be one with the sauce.
we've all been there now
Which-
too.
Honestly, if it's up to me, being one with the sauce seems pretty attractive.
Spagg in the sauce.
Yeah. Spagg Edison meatball sauce king. Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Spagg Edison meatball?
Spaghetti
Spagg
meatball.
Edison meatball.
Spaghetti meatball.
MEABOL. It's French. I speak a little
Meatball.
myself.
Wait, what languages do you speak?
Elvish, obviously.
It is French. Yeah.
Je parle français.
Let's get
Comment
Slender
allez-vous?
Marv. What languages do you speak?
So me?
Yeah.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Goblin, Orc, Sylvan.
Oh,
I'm a
that's
polyglot.
That's such a long list. Dwarvis is obviously Scottish Gaelic, though.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah. No, actually, what if we lean into real world mythology and it's actually Nordic? Because that's where most
Amazing.
dwarves come from.
Okay.
I mean, the
I
sake
would
of
think
time for our
gnomes
everyone.
would be- Sorry.
Gnomes
No, I love it.
would,
Please, let's
would be
discuss this later.
Icelandic.
Yes, very
Yeah.
true. Gnomish would absolutely be Icelandic. Okay, so you come out of this, you're telling them about the sauce. I believe is where we were.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to surprise anybody, but I think we got to go down into the mine
Yep.
and we will find the sauce.
Listen, I hope I find this girl, and I hope that she has not become part of the sauce, because that means I do not get paid. And obviously, I want her to be safe, but
She's not wanted dead or alive.
I don't think the missing girl is wanted dead or alive. No, she is not.
Oh, it's a different kind of bounty. Different kind of bounty.
Yeah. It's more like a pick her up, kind of get her out of danger. But if she's dead, well, the danger has found her. So,
Got it.
Do
Got
we
it.
want
My
to go
bad.
deeper? Or do we want to take a quick sit down?
Look.
Reconstitute ourselves.
I'm
The on-
constituted.
The only reason to wait is so we got daylight. There's not going to be daylight down the mine. No way, no how.
Slender Marv, you because you got hurt in that fight, right? You said you were covered in blood.
Yeah, I took some damage, but I grabbed some hit dice while we short
Yeah, we
rested.
short rest.
Oh, we did short rest. Sorry,
Yeah.
You did.
I'm all over the map today.
Fucking
absolutely
Spagg
short
is going to find an oil lantern, hang it on the end of his fucking long gun.
Mhm.
And because we're going down into a mine. And I reckon y'all should bring some light if you fancy seeing where you're going.
Yeah.
Because we're all
Axe on one
humans.
shoulder, torch
Amazing.
or lantern.
Yep, you've got them. There are some oil lanterns that are still outside of the mine. It seems like since the cave-in, everybody just like nothing felt safe, and they've been working on a different part of the mine.
Are there any of those old-timey mining helmets that are like an oil and then the mirror behind it?
Oh my god, you should make an investigation check and find out.
Oh, that's not very good. Oh, and -2. 4.
No.
4 on that. There are none.
There are none.
I would love to take a look for that.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Forget about it. Yeah, it's not much better. It's an 11.
Yeah, you find 2.
I know the emphasis is on the third one.
Hassassa.
I do appreciate your effort.
That's for you. I saw you looking, and I just before we go down, I just got to take care of one thing. He's going to reach into his coat and pull out a large bottle of olive oil and just fucking douse himself in it, casting freedom of movement.
You absolutely are.
I am impossible to be grappled.
I was ready for grease, but freedom of movement is wonderful.
Feeling yourself like I take like a pouch of like lantern oil, and I'm like, listen, I get making the floor slippery, but okay.
Look, you fight your way, and I'll fight mine. I've made it this far.
Is there enough light with those helmets that I can have my hands free?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
the coat
goes
back. The buckles come off. I'm ready.
Okay.
Quick draw.
I do the helmet strap to like buckle it underneath.
Safety first.
Mm-hmm.
Safety. So my sweet adventurers, you head down into the mine, and you know that it's a very simple mine. There's 2 main paths, and then off of them maybe 1 or 2 paths on each side. You go down to where the cave-in is, and that's the direction that you're going. As you come up to it, I am going to have Slender Marv and Spagg. I'm going to have you make wisdom saving throws, please.
All right. Can do.
Spagg, you can make yours at. I'm going to say you can make yours at disadvantage.
Tight. 7.
Okay.
16 for Marv.
Spagg, because you have spoken to the Shoth, you hear it speak in common to you. Not long now. Everyone loses their bones eventually.
Well, in my experience, folks tend to lose everything but their bones. That's why when you dig in a graveyard, you just find them skeletons. I reckon you got your priorities, or
Spagg starts talking to him.
A fundamental misunderstanding about human anatomy,
Spagg,
which let me tell you, having concussed a number of doctors, that is common.
Why are we talking about bones now, Spagg?
The bone daddy's in my head again. He's saying we're gonna lose our bones soon.
That is, I just want to say, I just want to bring this up that is concerning. But okay.
Did you bonk me on the head and then I went to sleep? Did that happen and I didn't remember it? Or...
No, not that I can recall. But
okay, then it is the bone daddy. I got a one-way communique with big bony number 2.
So see, here's the thing. Are we gonna get down there? Are you gonna turn to Satan? You're gonna betray us and like burn us and send us to hell or some shit? Because like,
look, I feel like given your line of work, you're not making your way to the top floor anyways. So what are you worrying about?
Listen, I only hunt down people who done wrong. So let's put that out there first.
Yeah, I reckon those commandments were real. Thou shalt not kill. Just the bad people though.
Marv, as this is happening, if this repartee is there firing back and forth, everything seems to kind of go quiet for you. And it's like their lips are moving, but you're a half step out of the conversation, and their voices start to become the burbling that you've been hearing, and it becomes louder. And it just starts moving its way, and it feels almost like a creeping up the back of your head. And it sits about here right now, kind of about there.
All right, as it takes up more space
In your brain hole.
Yeah, in my head, I will slow my gait a little bit, so I'm still kind of keeping pace because I got long limbs and all, but and eventually as it gets to kind of that top of mind kind of state, I'll just shout, "That's enough!"
Okay. I'm sorry.
Seems like Spaghetti is not the only man with voices in his head.
Please, Spaghetti was my father, just Spagg.
I apologize.
Can I please I'm going to spend a spell slot to reload the special shots into my, and I'm going to recreate my Eldritch Cannon.
Absolutely.
Spells.
So mechanically, for you, Slender Marv, every time you fail one of those wisdom saving throws, I turn and I've got a d6. I turn the number up.
Was
A 16
was
failed? Oh, goddamn. All right. We're in for it now.
Oh, dear. And
Oh.
We don't know
Spagg
it
was a
yet.
6 or something, right?
7.
Yeah.
But there's something special about that one because it talked to it.
All right, let's just get the business end of this little adventure. Let's get in and out. I won't get paid, and I want to walk out of here alive. I'm worried, Slender Marv, that I will not be getting my gold back from you, but we'll see.
I'll pay you what you want. I just want it to be quiet. All right, all of you.
Yep, that's a concern. Yep.
So you folks make your way down to where the cave-in is, and it is the rock covers, I would say, a good 95% of the passageway. But you have very strong people amongst your party, likely stronger than a lot of these miners are. So with a little bit of work, it'll probably take you about an hour, but you could likely make a passageway that you could clear up and through it. Yeah?
Let's get at it.
Okay, who would like to helm that?
I will do so.
Amazing. So what I'll do is I will have Slender Marv and Haas. You both can make athletics checks for me.
I would like to give Haas the help action with my.
And I will
proficiency in
also
athletics.
give Marv the help action as I too.
So you
am
can both roll
proficient.
those at advantage.
So rolling at advantage, I first rolled a natural 1
Nice.
and then rolled a 2,
Nice.
Oh wow!
Mm.
Improbable, but it happens.
but I get a 10 in
Okay.
athletics.
Can I do something
So
about
impressive.
that?
Still a +8.
Oh,
bananas.
I would also give guidance for Haas. I would just
Yeah, you
like
can
me
roll
know,
a
be
+4 on that one.
I'll give guidance to Marv.
14.
Rah,
Forget
rah,
about
rah,
it.
rah, rah.
That
Dang.
spot seems like yeah. I'm just like
Perfect.
yeah.
23 for Slender
There
Marv.
she is.
Amazing.
14.
Amazing. So the two of you, you make quick work of it as a group check. This is very, very quick. You turn an hour's job into a half an hour. So you have a pathway through that will clear even for the tallest of you, for Slender Marv, and the broadest, strongest of you, as I'm assuming Haas is as a barbarian, coming through. You can make your way through there, no problem. So behind the cave-in, you see part of the way down the path is there are boulders that have kind of come loose from the wall. It's dangerous going down here. It doesn't feel structurally sound, which has been completely contrast to the rest of the way that the mine has been created. Everything seems like very tickety-boo. Like Gallwood wasn't fucking around when he said that this mine is very well built and he trains his people well. You see that there are some bodies that you can assume to be some of the miners that were left behind there. You see probably about 40, 50 feet in, you see about a cluster of 2 or 3. And then you're probably about another 10, 20 feet away, another 2 or 3.
I'm going to check the closest body.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Alright.
given the talk about bones, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
toe
I'm
one
gonna
of the bodies to see if they seem,
see if it has bones.
rigid enough to have
Mhm.
bones.
No.
No
Well,
bones.
Jesus
There
H.
are,
Christ.
it is as if all of the bones have been taken from their bodies and they are piles of flesh. And
they
these are-
alive?
No. Long dead. These ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I feel like I should just go get them sheep thieves. I feel like that's a much better job than this.
No, they're in the wind. We'll never. No one would catch them.
You're right. There was no description. There's no way to catch them.
And even if you were, I mean, they sounded like very, very serious customers. That many sheep from a town with that many doctors, unbelievable. That's ballsy.
Oh, it did say which town I was from. You're right.
Yeah.
You guys
This is-
see Marv kind of like rubbing his temples as he's kind of going and kicking at these bodies and seeing them just kind of flop around.
Spagg, it seems you are right about the bones.
Before we go any further, does anyone feel like this is a way they want to go? No judgment. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about whether or not we want to have bones. You see what the alternative is. You've lived the boned life. Does this look good to anybody?
Can I check one of the boats to see if there's like a slurping hole or like something?
What?
You know, like something like
Oh, like somebody slurped
yeah,
them.
yeah. Has someone
Yeah.
slurped these bones out, or have the bones just gone away?
Dissolved.
Because like if there's a
Yeah.
slurping hole, it's less concerning because I'm like, oh, there's a monster, a demon down here. But if their bones have just gone
Yeah.
away, it's just like maybe being down here makes our bones go away.
You check the body. I mean, yeah, I don't like, you don't need to roll for this one. There is no discernible wounds on the body. There are
That is
bruises
So
from look like impact wounds from where the cave-in happened, but there are absolutely no puncture wounds. Nothing, no wound. Like
There
you
are
would-
as many puncture wounds as there are bones.
yes.
That is to say none.
that is so concerning. I do not. I know there's things out in the world that can make your hair fall out, and like if you spend too much time near it, but I don't feel safe down here. I like my bone. I like being, you know,
Boned.
turgid and able to stand on my feet.
Fantastic use of the word turgid. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Okay, Wyatt's pro
also-
bone.
I also like my bones. These bodies are squishy, and I like being quite hard.
Yeah, and with a fine jaw like yours, I mean, you take a punch or two, you look like, yeah, exactly. And that's all bone.
Haas is pro bone. Marv, you pro bono?
Oh, yes, very much.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm glad to see 3 fingers were up before you asked Marv, because I was concerned that you might have been anti-bone, but you're
No, I'm a fence sitter. I think we haven't seen. I think I heard it a lot from bone people. I think I could, stand to hear a little bit of information from the other side. I'm not anti-bone. I'm not. A lot of my best
Well,
friends got bones.
here's my
I'm
question.
just saying.
Here's my question. I see you chewing on them linguinis. Do you prefer
Yeah.
them boiled, or you prefer them hard?
Look, I just think we've all had a moment or two where we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could just like slippery around a little?
I don't
Like
see these boys
someti-
moving
some-
none.
Sometimes you see like a hole in the wall. You're like, the only thing that's stopping me from getting down that hole is that there's too much friction in all these bones. And I just never met a collection of
Friction.
people who like. Anyways, look, the point is here to
Spagg,
do a job.
Spagg, as long as you respect our wishes to keep our bones,
That's exactly what I'm
you
talking
can lose
about.
yours.
Listen, unless it's a
You-
fish, I want bones in it.
Do you continue your way down the tunnel?
Fuck yeah.
You continue your way down, and you see that the tunnel is quite carved for a while, and it is an incline. It starts to incline down, and there are. What's everyone's passive perception?
Just okay.
18.
10.
Thank you, Rockstar, for the raid. Hello,
14.
Rockstars.
Hey, Rocky, how's it doing?
We're in a spooky mine in the Wild West,
And
and
people
there's
losing
something
their
coming for our
bones.
bones.
I'm a
Sorry, one
13.
more. 13. Okay, one more time.
14.
14. 10. And Marv, what's yours?
18.
Okay, this makes sense. So you all are walking down the tunnel, and Marv, you clock that there are still a couple other bodies down this tunnel, all in the same state as the ones previously. And it's almost like the second you drift a bit closer to each one, the burbling gets a bit louder in your head. And you're walking down and you see it. You watch as one of the bodies slumps forward down the tunnel about a foot. What do you do?
Now, my hand goes immediately under my poncho at the small of my back and pulls out a very, very large knife. Functionally a short sword, but
yeah,
very large knife, and hold my hand back behind me and just stay put and watch this thing to see if it moves again.
About 6 seconds later. And
Okay.
you pick it up now. It's about every 6 to 10 seconds when it is not being directly looked at. Except by you. And you're going to need to make me another wisdom saving throw, please.
Every so often, I'm just going to, like, squish my fingers just to make sure my bones feel as hard as they should. Just like...
Crack your knuckles.
Yeah.
That will be a 20 on this one.
Okay.
Not a natural
So-
20. 18
Okay,
plus
but
2.
Dirty
20 is good. So as you're watching this, you put together, you start hearing the burbling. The burbling does not move forward. It doesn't take up more space in your mind or get louder. You start. You just hear, be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace.
Spagg, I ain't sign up for this. Did you put me on their mailing list? Because now I'm hearing this be at peace nonsense. What you
Look,
done?
They
What
said,
you done?
They said if I recommended them to 2 friends, I could get a deal. So, no, I'm joking. That's a silly
Spagg,
bit.
how your bones feeling?
A little brittle.
Well, that's good. I feel like if they're getting soft, that's what we're worrying about.
You know, when that wind kicks up, my knees feel rough. The point is, no, I didn't tell them about you. It was just between me and them. I think maybe when you looked in that hole, maybe the hole looked into you.
If I see how far away is the body that's kind of flopping down the incline a little bit? How far is it from me?
About 10 to 15 feet.
Okay. If I see it move again, I would like to take a very quick step to it and just bury my knife through its torso.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you do so.
I'm angry when this happens, and I stand up, leaving my blade in the ground right there. Turn around. This ain't right. I'm hearing things. I'm seeing things. The fuck is this peace about? This is not peaceful, friends.
And as you are finishing your line of speech with your friends, do you turn around and look back at the body again that you stabbed the knife into?
While I'm yelling, I would probably be pointing back behind me to it. And yeah, when I say, this isn't peaceful, I would be turning around and pointing very violently at that thing.
So it's then that the rest of you see it. His knife stabbed into the boneless torso of one of these 3-week dead miners. The knife stays where it is.
Oh no.
I pull it right between its eyes. It's gonna get loud in here. If that thing's fucking moving with a sword through it.
You shoot at it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you hit it.
Nah. That ain't right. That ain't right. Oh, no. That ain't right.
Do you keep going?
We should have brought more dynamite.
We sure brought so much more dynamite. I don't think the gentleman's gonna be getting his mind back. We gotta find Alison. We gotta get her out.
Go
of here.
deeper.
We go deeper, but
Okay.
Giddy up, Nochi.
hands on pistols, so to speak.
Oh, your horses aren't in the tunnel with you.
Oh shit.
Your horses are for sure outside. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
fuck.
Your horses are for sure outside.
How are my bones feeling?
Your body feels fine. Your body.
I step on the moving dead body as we go past it to get over.
Okay.
Mhm.
It tries to move,
Interesting.
but you're stronger than it is, and you keep it down to the ground.
Okay.
I'll pull my knife as we walk by, keeping it in my hand.
As you pull your knife out of it, you see this kind of greeny blue substance, couple drops drip off of it.
Okay,
That seems
I
very
will-
similar to the acid that splayed on you from the creatures coming out of the pit.
Okay, as I notice that, I'm gonna just instinctually just drop the blade again. It clangs to the floor.
Yep.
And like, folks, I think these bodies are cooking themselves into something like we saw before. And I'll kind of point down to my blade where this goo substance is on there. Is it eating away at the blade at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but those weird goobly little freaks, they died like it's right and natural. I just beamed that one straight through the dome. Ain't nothing stopped it. That ain't right. Here, let me get your blade for you. And I'm going to, like, really quickly, with incredible dexterity, I'm going to cast prestidigitation to clean it. But it's just like, I just, like, clean
Nice.
it off with a cloth, and then I throw the cloth down. But it's, like, pristine.
You do. You
We go
clean it.
deeper. I think the only way that's going to stop this ooey
We got to find a
gooey
source.
boneless problem, we got to find Mr. Sauce and stop him from becoming the Bone Daddy.
Get lost in the sauce.
We got to get
Wait,
lost in the
let's-
sauce.
Can we put something in our ears or something so, like, we don't hear no
Oh no,
bad
that's the best
sounds or-
part. You don't hear it in your ears. You like hear it in your spine.
Marv, you still having a hard time with that's terrible, but Marv, you were having a bit of a headache. You still having a hard time with that?
I'm hearing a lot of things, and some of those things are turning into words, and it worries me.
Fuck me. All right, let's go. Let's be fast.
So you head
Fast.
down deeper
Fast.
into the mine. You travel for
Nice.
about 30 minutes down a bit further until you stand on, it looks one of the bigger caverns where a lot of the ore was truly being brought out, not just from the walls, but a bigger cavern. You're standing on the edge, you see a railing, and it looks like there's a set of stairs that have been crafted down into the bottom of this kind of open cavern in there. And you can see it from the edge. There is a light, like a soft blue glow coming from that cavern.
This be the sauce.
Sauce, is that you? I'm gonna say.
Roll me a wisdom check, Spagg.
Oh, just a check?
Yeah,
Love
just a
that.
check.
It's a 9. Wait, no, I don't have persuasion. That's a 6.
Come closer.
Yikes.
I think this is the right place. We're supposed to go in there.
I don't feel good about this. Hass, what do you think?
I would like to meet the sauce.
I don't like that's calling itself a sauce. Feels weird. Is it saying source, but it's got a weird accent? Like, I know them British folk tend to say sauce, and it's like, I don't get it, but
You and I have never met something we couldn't defeat. I don't see why today would be the day.
yeah, but we never met nothing that we stabbed to the ground and it keep moving. Only things we met, things that you put a bullet in, it stops moving for good. But yeah, fuck, I see what you're saying. Let's do this thing. God damn.
So you walk up to the edge
Fool.
of the railing. and there's a railing that leads down. Peering over into the cavern, you see the first thing that strikes you is a pool on the bottom of the floor. It is the source of the glowing. It is bubbling and burbling. A very, very familiar burble to you. Spagg and Marv. And as well to Hass and Wyatt, but in a very different way. You see, it looks like water. But there are moments where something will rise out of it and almost examine a hand as if marveling at its creation before it slides back underneath. You see part of a face press up and through, a nose, humanoid, down, a leg in another part, before it calms again.
And that's Mr. Sauce.
Alison, you in here?
Hello?
Are you away from that weird goo?
I'm on the other side of the room.
Right then.
Please help me.
I ain't having this. I'm gonna take out a satchel, and it seems weird. It almost seems like it has like a mechanical piece that like I twist, and you see it go tick, 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 and I'm gonna throw it into the center, and it explodes into a massive amount of grease. And I'm gonna cast grease in the middle of this pool, fouling up its like pure
Trying to
nature.
mess up the chemistry.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pull out my lighter that I use for my cigarettes, and I light a cigarette, and I flick it into the pool.
Beautiful.
Get the fuck out of my town.
Roll wisdom saving throws for me, please, Marv and Spagg.
Oh, I thought that was me. Oh no.
That's a 10.
21. I'm finding my spine apparently.
Yes,
Marv, you
I'm
hear,
angry.
you hear the screaming elevate in your head. You hear it. It is a ringing, pounding hard on the inside of your head. It does not move forward any further. Spagg, you are going to take 11 points of psychic damage as you feel this thing. It is as if someone is trying to rip out something from the center of your chest, like down and through this way. It's like somebody is pulling down from the inside of your brain, just come out and through. It is excruciating painful. Somebody has a hand on your sternum and
Oh, they're coming for my bones. They're coming for my bones right now.
If you need to get out of here, you get out of here.
No, we'll work through it.
I'm gonna take out my guns. I'm gonna walk towards where I heard Alison.
So as you walk down the stairs,
I'm going to follow Wyatt. Sorry.
you see Alison. She is chained to the wall. She looks, she's dirty. She looks very tired. She looks hungry. She looks like she hasn't eaten a solid meal in a long time. Please, just, I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm gonna start working on the chains, and as I do, I'm just gonna make firm squeezes on her arms, just like as a
She
part
is boned.
of it.
She is boned.
Oh, thank God. Okay, and I'm gonna try to take these chains down.
I'm gonna roll. Okay.
Spagg is just for the record, still up at the top, just kind of dealing with this.
Absolutely. Marv, what are you doing? So Wyatt's gone down, Haas has gone down, Spagg's at the top. Marv, what are you doing?
Marv is starting to mutter to himself. He's losing a little bit of control of his mind and of his ability to regulate his emotions due to all of this internal psychic pressure. And the more he mutters, it starts, you just stop that. I have fought and I have killed things scarier than you fucking pool of whatever the fuck you are.
You goddamn pool of slime.
Yeah, and he's gonna go behind his poncho and he's gonna grab another extremely large knife. Now he has two, and he starts like marching down the fucking stairs with purpose.
Amazing.
And he is now, as he gets closer to the pool, the muttering gets louder. You guys can hear it across the way. Like he is now pretty much screaming that I'm your worst fucking nightmare.
I don't have nightmares. And
from the shadow from behind the stair, you see a creature emerge. This creature, I'll show you a picture of it.
Ooh, we love visual
We love
aids.
pictures.
It almost looks similar to the tentacle, like the tentacles of the creature you saw before, almost as if it is wearing a cloak, but it is also made of itself. And in the center of its form is a glowing red orb. And the orb seems to have, think like the Eye of Sauron. It's kind of what it looks like, except red in the center of its chest. It doesn't look hard, not like glass. It looks like almost like an eye kind of in the center of its chest. Kind of like that.
Okay.
Oh.
So I see that thing. And as I see it, am I walking towards it, or is that kind of off in my periphery a little
You have
bit?
kind of come down the stairs and like looped around, and this thing has like come around behind you, blocking off the edge of the stair.
But I see it.
You see it, absolutely.
Okay. And then I turn to it. I go, well, fuck. Looks like you got a heart. I done put some of these through that before. And I'm gonna like take a defiant step towards it and brandish my knives.
Have I gotten Alison free yet?
Allison is free.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, get away, cover your ears. It's gonna get real loud in here.
As you brandish your weapons, seeing that Allison is now free, it goes, there's no need for that here. There is no need for any weapon. I am uncertain as to what your intention is with those, but I am here peacefully.
Peaceful like you've been turning folk into slime?
this is the Zolve. All come willingly to the Zolve. They will come home to Shoth.
I'll come willing to my bullets in your ass. I'm gonna shoot him in the heart.
Okay. So as this happens,
Yeah, we're real friendly to weird things we don't understand in the old West.
No way. Yeah. We're real like meet new folk.
Real
I'm gonna
fucking
have
open-minded out
Hell
here.
yeah.
I'm gonna have you roll your attack, but we'll talk about what happens at that
Absolutely, and I am shooting with lucky number 7. So
Okay.
that is a 21 to hit.
Okay. So it takes the bullet in its shoulder. But you watch as while you're doing this, one of its longer foot tentacles edges its way over to the edge of the pool, which you now know to be the Zolve, ZOLV. The burning has stopped and ceased, the oil having been burnt up.
Did it seem
by
to
the
have had
fire.
any effect?
No.
Yikes.
And the creature with one tentacle in the Zolve at this point goes,
I told you that is not needed here. But if that is truly what you wish, take her home. And we will return once more.
and he slips across the floor and down into the Zolve.
I just fan the hammer as he goes on, like all the way down.
He takes the hits and is down into the Zolve.
We should go get that dynamite. I don't want this. These mines are done. That was real ominous.
Has the burbling in my head subsided at all?
It is steady, but not increasing.
Okay.
Can you just please get me out of here?
Yeah, hon, let's get out of here. Come on, darling.
I don't want
Our
to be here anymore.
job was to figure out this.
We
Were we-
figured out the problem.
Yeah, I guess we did
The
figure out the
problem
plan.
is-
We don't have to get it working.
Yeah, no, the problem is this mine's getting filled with dynamite and we're blowing it to hell.
So the Zolve is right in front of us.
It is.
Do I? I'm going to take a container
Mm-hmm.
out of my backpack
Mm-hmm.
and try to bottle part of it.
Okay.
Yes, you fucking
Um.
lunatic. You are crazier than a fucking raccoon in a midnight storm.
I'm not smart enough
Can you
to
roll me
figure
a
out what this is,
dexterity
but someone
saving
might
throw,
be.
please?
Listen, you're trying to be folksy and Western. It's hard sometimes.
You just delete the pause. Crazy as a raccoon in a nightmare
19.
storm. Like,
Yeah, but I needed to find what I was saying as I was saying it, Sean. That's the important
Okay.
What's the roll? What's the roll?
19.
19. So you reach down, and as you're doing so, your hand reaches down. It is like it comes up to meet your hand in your cup, touching you softly, almost as if the hand is trying to grab your own. Blue, the same material that you fought at the edge of the pit. And it lets go once more, slipping around the edge of the cup and leaving probably, I'd say, about a tablespoon in it before retreating back into the pit, the pool.
Yes, I don't think you should keep that. That doesn't seem safe.
yeah, you should drink it.
I definitely don't think you should drink. Can we go get some dynamite and blow this place to hell? Because listen, we're going to go back to town. Nobody's going to believe us about this. Ain't nobody going to believe us. There was a gooey monsters with no bones, attacking us with slime. We just got to come up with a story. Bad shit happened, But let's blow this place up so folk can't get in here. I think if folk getting dragged in here, listen, this guy said willingly. Alison, I'm gonna start leading Alison out. I'm like, Alison, who grabbed you? Who grabbed you? Who nabbed you?
He knocked me out. I was playing, and then something fell from the sky and it hit the ground, and there was just chaos. Everyone started running. I grabbed my sister, and then people just started running, and I pushed her back down towards town. She's like starting to, and I was starting to try and run behind and hide one of the shrubs, and the last thing I remember is feeling my face hit the ground.
Okay, darling. We're getting you home. What game were you playing, just to keep our mind off?
We were playing hide and seek.
Well, I can say that you have most definitively won that. I think you've definitely won that. This has been 3 weeks. You're hide and seek champion of the town.
As Wyatt is, making this child feel better. I'm just gonna be like, hey, Zolve, why a little girl chained up? If you're all willingly and stuff and all about that, she got her bones. That's cool, but why is she all chained up and
Fucking
stuff? Who
great
did
question.
We are but peaceful observers. We are curious about you.
All right, I gotta get involved in this. 1 second. Give me a second. I'm gonna scootle up to the edge of the pool. Be like,
Oh,
truth
are
be told,
you?
they've been pretty. Just bear with me on this one.
Okay, go for it.
I got a good feeling about this.
I don't, but let's
I
see it
don't.
happen.
All right, 1 second. Just gonna hop in. I'm gonna hop into the goo.
It's called dissolve. The second half of the word dissolve.
Okay.
This is how Spagg gets in. This is how Spagg gets out. All right.
Okay. How far in do you go?
Well, I'm gonna start with the toesies. I'm gonna take my shoes off. Toesies first.
Tell me
Feel
your
the vibe.
favorite memory before you were 10.
Favorite memory before I was 10? well, that'd probably be with my dad. Spaghetti, where fucking showed me how to make pasta. Fucking love making pasta with my dad.
As you stick your toes in, before you start talking, it is almost like a diorama tableau starts to unfold in front of you. You watch as the liquid, gelatinous liquid forms up 4 legs, flattening itself into a table. You see another part of it. A head curls itself up, forming a body as it stands up, and this approximation of your memory starts to unfold in front of you.
Pasta. Father. This is very interesting.
All right, if you find that interesting, take a focus on this. And I'm going to focus my head real hard on the image of just a straight up pitchfork and torch posse showing up to this mine with fucking guns and fire and things that go boom. And I'm going to say, our job was to make sure this mine is safe. And when we go back, this is what's going to happen. It's not our job to kill you, but you seem real peaceful and such, and I'll take you at your word, why not? But you cannot be here. So take a listen. You're real curious. You do not want to be curious about what folk are gonna do to you when they find out about this.
Over your shoulder, Wyatt yells, "Go get!"
Yeah, Wyatt.
You watch as the approximation of the tableau with your father shifts, and multiple of these like body-like creatures come out with extending from their hand pitchforks and a torch, and that even glows a bit at the end of it as it learns. It is learning from your memories. It's taking them in and including it as part of its understanding of how this place works. And you watch as a vision of the creature that you spoke to, that it came out from under the stairs, comes up on one side, and everyone drops their pitchforks. And their bodies start to shift into those ooze-like tentacled creatures.
We have seen this before. Everyone will be at peace, lose their bones, and become one with the shaft.
Y'all, can we get to stepping?
All right. Well, there's no good. Look, there's no good talking to someone who, doesn't want to have their mind changed. And I will take my feet out of the thing, start walking away, and when I get to 300 feet away, Thunderstep goes off retroactively as that one stick of dynamite that I had kept, I had left on the spot. Sorry, 90 feet away. 90
That's
feet is
fucking
the distance.
Phenomenal. So you put a dynamite in the...
I don't think I can justify having put it in the Zolve, but I think I get up and I leave it behind, hidden underneath my boots that I took off.
Okay.
Oh, you left it in the boot. The old dynamite in the boot.
The old dynamite in the boot.
Okay.
So that would be a constitution saving throw.
In my boot. Yeah, do you have any toe bones? The chat is asking really good.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Anything within 10 feet.
Okay. So I'm assuming you all leave with Alison at this point. And so you get far enough away, taking your horses down, and you feel a bit of the rumble underneath your feet as the dynamite goes off. And Spagg, in your head, you hear,
everyone comes home eventually.
And for the sake of timing this evening, because I want to be able to tell this story in its full entirety, I would love to revisit without you. That is where we will end it.
Can I
because I could probably keep going for another
Can I
3
collapse
hours
the
at this
mouth
point.
of the cave? Can that
You
happen?
can collapse
Okay,
the mouth
cool,
of the
cool,
cave,
cool.
yes.
I don't want those weird gooey flesh balls to get out of here.
I
Holy
love
shit.
Warlock, but you have to justify it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dude.
This
the
is my
fucking
favorite new
walking,
thing.
Walking 90 feet away and having it go off. That was sick.
Just because
Thank
we're not
you.
in initiative,
Just-
right? Like, I need new boots. That was fucking sick, Am.
Thanks
was
so
That was
much.
amazing.
great. That took
So-
some seriously good turns.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
Well, there's more to
Em,
this story.
That's
Yeah.
so creepy.
We need to stop doing this.
Doing what?
We're setting up these one shots. These fucking one shots. Last night's one shot. Tonight's one shot. We're just
Yeah.
gonna be inundated with like mini campaigns that we can't escape. That we don't want to
Oh,
escape.
no. Oops.
We
Multiple
love
Dang.
like a 4-episode arc. Honest to God.
Yeah,
Mini
you're right.
series.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think
Love a
this is an awesome
miniseries.
opportunity to showcase to our viewers and everyone out there like the range of stuff that we can do. That there is so much more
Yeah.
to D&D and RPGs than just high fantasy. I would
Yeah.
love to sit down with the 4 of you again and continue this wonder story as you return back to Clementine and deal with the ramifications.
There's so
of
many
what-
characters we have to meet, and we have to
There's
save
many
the
people you-
sheriff.
I
Yes.
have
Yeah, we need to deal with that
officially
problem.
gotten a subscription to D&D Beyond, so now I have infinite characters.
Yay.
Whereas before I was kind of deleting them as I go. So now Spagg, Edison, Meeble
Yeah.
has
A
has
subscription
space.
to D&D Beyond has paid for itself like 19 times for me because I also have content sharing, and so like anytime someone's
Yes.
like coming into a one shot, I'm like, just join this campaign. We have the subathon campaign, and I think there's like 26 characters in it now because it's just like every one shot. I'm like, just join this. You'll have everything you need for it. Just like it's fine. It's fine.
Can I suggest then, Em, the Everybody Comes Home Eventually is just the name of follow-up one-shot series?
Mm.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go back in the
Absolutely.
catalogs and do part 2.
Yeah, I
7.
would love to. I would love to bring the 4 of you back to the table and continue this. Weird,
I'd love that.
An eldritch western, which is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Sick. Okay, well, after this, yes, yes,
The good, the
Shadow
bad, and the
Tiger. 'Cause we don't-
boneless.
We
The
don't
good,
even,
the bad, and the boneless.
The title of this is the good, the bad, and the halfling, and we didn't even get there. So
There's a
I was just-
halfling.
There's a halfling?
I was having too much fun. Yeah,
Is the sheriff? Is it the sheriff?
We
I
haven't
need to
even
play
been
this
there yet.
again.
We haven't even been there yet. The good, the bad, and
Thank
the
you for
halfling.
having
Oh,
me.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks so much for
Erik, it
coming,
was an
Erik.
absolute
Erik, make
pleasure.
sure you drop the deets about your
Yes.
about your Discord server. This is the D&D Friends Discord server that Erik is one of the mods on and one of the most amazing DMs. You could go and hang out with him and his wonderful party over there. I will drop there's the link.
Yeah, and also
Um,
y'all, it is official. We are making it to 4 a.m. Friday morning.
Wow.
Shit. 4 a.m. Friday morning?
We made it.
Oh my god.
We made it to Friday. It
We
is.
made it to Friday.
You know how we started at 48 hours on Sunday?
Yeah.
We have not yet. We dipped below 48 hours for a while now, but we are now once above 48 hours. So
Holy
the-
shit.
the subathon has essentially just started again. Like we have the
Oh my
amount of
God.
time that we minimum had again.
This is amazing. Thank you so much to this amazing community for breaking like 2 or 3 stretch goals tonight. Thank you so much. We cannot tell you enough how from like the bottom of the void where my heart is. Thank you so obviously the eldritch void where my heart is. Thank you so much. This is astounding. I don't think when we started this that we ever imagined this kind of stuff, but like holy bananas,
Absolutely.
y'all.
We're gonna
yeah.
gonna put you to a break. We're gonna do a quick
Yes.
break screen. It'll be past M giving us the spiel.
Past
we love that.
wearing a toque and
And
nice lipstick.
a toque and
Right.
lipstick. But y'all.
And what are we
appreciate
watching
it
after
so much.
this?
That's a great question that I will be announcing after the break.
Amazing.
Because
It will be a recorded. It will be a pre-recorded.
It will be a pre-record, and it will be
Yeah.
being announced after the break. You're gonna see me by myself saying, "Hey, folks, how's it going?" It's me,
Amazing.
Wyatt Cassidy. But
Break is break for Crafty in the chat. Break is like 6 minutes. It's just an
6
announcement.
minutes long. Just
Me
just a
rambling for
quick-
6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of love, folks.
Awesome. Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much.
night.
We will see you bright and early
Bye.
tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Love y'all.
Thanks for
Good